For those that are unaware, I always play that song by Borat before I start any clan meeting. It's a tradition now at this point. So, welcome to the clan meeting, guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I got some requests, to kind of bring these back. I haven't been doing them as much as I used to do them, where we make fun of blacks, Kool-Aid assassins, else. But obviously today is a special day. Some crazy news going on. Uh, so yeah, let me see here. I'm just waiting for people to kind of pile in here so that I don't have to repeat myself as much. But yeah, welcome to the space, guys. Welcome to the space. Quick updates. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for my podcast, The Debrief. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'll be doing a true crime episode. I'll probably cover some trending case. I still haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, but that's the day I do my true crime stuff, 5 p.m. And then Monday through Friday, as you guys know, I go live on X and on Rumble and live stream, political, cultural type stuff, react to content, give commentary, give you guys my analysis of what's going on. Especially when it comes to politics, what I've noticed in right-wing politics, which we're going to actually talk about this here, when it comes to St. Clair. But irregardless of her personal situation, one, problem I see in the conservative space, besides the fact that there's a lot of, traditional TRADCON female grifters, the other big problem is that everybody else is too fucking scared to talk about. At this point, I've only seen a few conservative creators with a sizable audience that's willing to talk about the Israel problem. And I'll give a couple of them a shout out right now. People like myself, Nick Fuentes, Dan Bilzerian, Candace Owens, Dave Smith, Sam Parker, as far as X goes, guys like Sam Parker, Dr. Lupus, Jake Shields, etc. So these are all guys that and there's plenty more, Arthur Kwan. There's even more than that. I apologize if I'm missing anything, but you guys get the gist here. Um, the Israel situation is kind of a forbidden topic, and there's not many of us that are willing to talk about it. So anyone that does, have a great deal of respect. But I think that's just one of the problems that plagues us in the conservative space, besides shilling. But the topic at hand today, guys, is this situation with Miss St. Clair. I'll kind of give a quick monologue on this, and I'll kind of turn it to other people to join in. I see a bunch of people requesting. Oh, we got my boy Jordan here. Jordan, I'll give you a mic just so you can kind of help me manage things if you don't mind, bro. I know you're probably away from your phone, but I'll give you co-host just to help me manage the space. But um, okay, so besides the Israel problem, one of the biggest issues I noticed, for actually many years now at this point, because it's actually plagued us in the red pill as well. But there's been a new kind of movement, right? Where you're seeing women, typically middle aged or older, getting into the conservative space, whether they're doing it through red pill and, talking about the realities of the family court, the asymmetric nature of modern dating for men versus women, uh, you know, being critical of other women when it comes to abortion, etc. There's been an infiltration of traditional conservative women, aka tradcons, coming into the space and basically building an audience off of views that they don't necessarily align with. Okay, we've seen this with people like St. Clair, the topic of discussion, Brad Cooper, and plenty others. There's not many female political commentators or creators in general that I take seriously. I can name them probably on one hand, but the majority of them are grifters, right? We people like Emily Saves America, etc. Like they're just doing this shit to get a quick buck. They're able to, use their likeness to, get out there. Now, am I hating on this? No, but my problem with this situation is that, quite frankly, a lot of them don't believe in what they're saying, right? And I'll literally give you guys an example. So I posted a clip earlier on my X, where Emily was debating Destiny, right? And for those that aren't aware, Destiny is a pretty big left wing political streamer, right? Guys like him, Hassan Abi, have huge platforms, and it sounds too pussy to debate conservatives, but Destiny will. So Destiny's on a panel with Pierce Morgan and Emily Saves America, and um, Emily Saves America makes a comment about people claiming Trump is a convicted felon, blah blah blah, and saying but people on the left don't look at someone like a George Floyd as a criminal. And, you know, Destiny being the sharp guy that he is, you know, immediately responds and says, hey, well, you know, at the end of the day, George Floyd isn't running for president, right? He's not held to the same standard as Donald Trump. And that is a valid point. And instead of Emily Saves America making a, you know, a cogent, salient, you know, rebuttal, what does she say? Oh, yeah, I'm just like joking or I'm just trolling or some bullshit like that. Versus what she should have said was, hey, okay, you want to talk about that? Look at the Biden family. Look at the fucking Clinton family. They rug pulled all of fucking Haiti. Look at the Biden family where they're over here threatening to fire prosecutors for not doing certain things. Hunter Biden getting a bunch of money out of Ukraine. The fact that the Biden family single-handedly, you know, put us in a fucking proxy war with Russia because of their, you know, compromised ties to Ukraine. Like she could have went into all these different things to rebut what Destiny said, but since she's a bumbling, she couldn't even properly address his very good points, right? It wasn't that he made a good argument, it's that she was just, well, he made a good argument against her, but she was just too dumb to be able to actually respond, right? And I noticed this when I also watched her debate with Dean Withers. For those that are unaware, Dean Withers is a liberal, pencil neck dweeb that is, you know, radically left and super liberal and gay and woke. He does a debate with her on the Steiny podcast. And despite the fact that, you know, a lot of the talking points that they had would typically favor conservatives, once again, she's not able to debate Dean Withers and makes the right wing movement look stupid, right? And this is kind of my problem where I gave you guys these two examples. When these women come in, they don't really care about conservative values. They don't really believe in that shit, okay? They're just doing it because they understand it's a really good way to get clout, to get attention, because there's not many women that are traditionally conservative, young, and hot. You guys get what I'm saying? Very few of them are attractive. So they use their likeness to get into positions. But what the problem is that when they get into these positions, they're in front of a large audience. They're talking to people on the left in an adversarial manner, and they say stupid shit like I just gave you guys, and then they make the whole movement look bad, right? So what's up, Sully? I definitely want to get your take on this after. Welcome, welcome, brother. Um, so with Ashley St. Clair, right? She is a microcosm of the bigger problem that
Thanks, Tommy.
that I just described, and that problem is women get into the space and kind of use it to their benefit, but they typically regress back into feminist ideology. I'll give you guys an example. So, Isabella Moody, who's actually one of the few women I actually respect, actually, that's a conservative creator. That's a good one. She's married, she has kids, she has a family, she walks it like she talks it. So, shout out to her. She drops text messages today showing that, like bombshell text messages that show that St. Clair basically had Elon Musk in her sights since 2023, right? And why is this relevant? Well, it's relevant because Ashley St. Clair had done a piece with the New York Post a week prior and said that she didn't really care for Elon Musk like that. All she knew him for was that he was the owner of Twitter, and it kind of just ended there. So these text messages with Moody directly will conflict with what she told the New York Post during her interview, right? And to make it even funnier, she had tweeted a day before the New York Post, Ashley St. Clair, I mean, she had tweeted a day before the New York Post article dropped that she was only revealing this on Valentine's Day, by the way, of all days. She had said, I'm doing this because the media is going to have a tabloid and I'm trying to get ahead of it. Come to find out, she was the fucking tabloid. She was the one that went to the press. She was the one that did a whole fucking spread with the New York Post. She was the one that did a photo shoot with them in her $40,000 a month apartment, right, in New York City that Elon Musk was paying for. She's the one that went to the media. And this you know, contradiction, the lack of following what she says or whatever, you know, the very privacy she claims she wanted, she went ahead and destroyed it, right? So she got kind of wrung, you know, she got put through the ringer just for that. So fast forward a week, obviously her attempt to get attention again from Elon Musk, right, doesn't work the way that she wanted, right? So what does she do? She sues him. News just broke out earlier today that the New York Post that Ashley St. Clair filed a lawsuit, and she intends to sue for sole custody of the child. Now, from an outsider looking in, people would look at it like, well, you know what, Myron? You know, she had a kid with this man. He's being a deadbeat dad. He's being a dick. He's ignoring her. She had to say something, even though she did it on Valentine's Day. But what I want to bring to your guys' attention, and once again, shout out to Isabella Moody for showing these text messages. What she basically showed was St. Clair had this plan from the beginning. She took pictures of all her conversations with Elon Musk from a second phone. She clearly spoke to her publicist and, posted this on a certain day with a professional statement, right? And we know that the publicist had gotten like 500 to 600K before by the Israeli government, right? Then we find out that she did the New York Post thing. Then we find out she did the lawsuit. So it's very fucking obvious that ever since 2013, she's been planning to meet with Elon, have sex with Elon, get a baby with Elon, and then use that as leverage to put him in a position where he has to comply with her, right? So the fact that she's been able to do all of this systematically within days and weeks, etc., shows that this was her plan all along. Now, this leads to the bigger problem and why I titled this thing "The Myth of the Female Conservative," right? And I want you guys, if you take anything away from this monologue, I want you guys to take this one thing away. Female conservatives are conservative until it no longer benefits them to do so. I'm going to say that again. Female conservatives are only conservative until it no longer benefits them to do so. Let me give you guys another example. Steven Crowder, right? Married his wife, devout Christian. He provides for the family. She stays at home. She just raises the kids, etc. They get into an argument. She gets the Ring camera, uses it against him, gives it to a reporter and she, mind you, she gives them an edited version of the Ring camera that only shows what Crowder says, and you can see it because if you look at it closely, the timestamps show that the video's skipping all over the place. So it's very obvious that she took clips and parts and chopped and screwed it to make it look a certain way. Now, we all know women are vindictive bitches, right? This is what happens. But for this to happen from a woman that's a conservative that is married to a man that's probably one of the biggest conservative creators in America, well, that should fucking tell you guys something. And it adds more credence to what I've been saying. Women are conservative only until it no longer benefits them. When it no longer benefits them, they regress to what? Feminism. Okay? The only reason women are even in this space and conservative in the first place is because they can always regress back to their feminist roots and use it to their advantage. Because women have a certain privilege where they're able to shapeshift into whatever they need to be to get what they need. They'll play the conservative, they'll play the good church girl. You piss them off in a marriage, they go ahead and go to the family court, divorce you, use feminist tactics, and then ruin your life, like they're doing to Crowder right now. So Crowder is going through it with a, and I say this with air quotes, devout Christian wife. Elon Musk is doing it right now with a, devout Jewish TRADCON woman. We've seen this play out all over the place. So the thing I want to say to finish here, and I'll turn it over to Suleiman after to give his take, because I know he's been covering this quite a bit as well. The thing to take away from this, guys, is this. When you get in a relationship with a woman, right, or you do something with a woman, and she claims to be a traditional conservative, always assume that she has one foot out the door, ready to fuck you up and use some type of feminist ideology or tool in her tool belt against you. It could be the family courts. It could be making a false allegation against you. They always reserve the right to go back and be a feminist slut and use the system against you guys. And that's a privilege that men don't have. This is why I advocate for every single guy in here. If you live in the West, never get married or have a child with a woman where you are now in a vulnerable position where she could sue you, destroy your name, etc. Elon Musk is lucky that he's the richest man in the world. He can probably make this problem go away fairly easily. But for the rest of you guys might not have the money and the resources or the ability to fight some bullshit like this. So I anticipate that Elon Musk is probably getting his own team of lawyers. That's probably why he stayed away from addressing this publicly or responding to her. I guarantee there might be a countersuit coming or something from his legal team. So it's very obvious that she's now here to, fight, play to win, destroy the guy while she can, get as much money as she can, which goes completely against the conservative values that she had been advocating for before. So anyway, I'll turn it over in the monologue there to Suleiman, bro. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Well, go ahead, Sully.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Myron. What a drama. So we've been covering it from day zero. We literally called Ashley St. Clair out immediately. I find it quite ironic that all these Elon simps have stayed interestingly quiet about this whole situation. Whether it's Ian Miles Chong, whether it's Jack Poziab, whether it's Alex Cernovich, ALX, all of them, right? They've all stayed quiet. So pro Elon, but we gotta watch where the way the wind blows because they're thinking, wait, what if they get back together? We don't want to make sure that we cut, we called out his baby mama. So this is like an interesting dynamic in that regard. The other point is, I want to make a few points. The first point is this: like the reason, like obviously, we disagree with Elon significantly, right? On a wide range of issues. Hence, that's why we had our blue check marks taken away. But on this issue, the reason I'm defending Elon is because I think this is important. It's monumental for the future of men's rights, because we know that women, you mentioned Crowder, have a significant pulling power both in current society as well as the court legal system, the court system, the family court system, and the financial system. You literally only need to be with the rich guy. As soon as you basically split with him, you take half of his wealth, irrespective of your input in it or whether you were even with him when he had that wealth. Good example is Bezos, is a ex chick. She's what, like a multi-millionaire for the sole reason of opening her legs. So this is the reality of the situation. So when it comes to Musk, if someone like Ashley St. Clair was able to get what she wants, which essentially was that she planned, targeted, and ensured that she snared Elon Musk. Elon put her in a $40,000 a month apartment in New York, so she was already getting back, but she obviously wanted more. If she wins, I think this significantly harms men's rights because Musk is someone who is both financially the richest man on the planet, as well as politically he has the most power in on the whole planet. He's essentially the president of the United States and therefore vis-a-vis the world. So if she's able to screw him financially, take his wealth, take his money, I think it's going to be over for men, especially when we've had some form of progress over the last year in terms of many people talking about men's rights, such as yourself, Tate, myself, many others. So this is like very, very, very important, I think, for men's rights that Musk stands his ground and ensures that he doesn't, capitulate. The other point or I want to make is that is Ashley St. Clair the reason for Musk's change in his pro-Israel position? And the reason I say that is because if you remember very early on, sorry, it's Sinclair. So if you remember early on, Musk was a bit more balanced. He was like, look, you shouldn't destroy Palestine because it'll create more Hamas, so you'll be in a much more worse situation than you were in the start. Which, and that rang true because actually, according to State Department figures, there's more Hamas members now than there ever were in the
Oh, I'll
past.
do on better, Silly, just to kind of add more credence to what you're saying. He was on a Lex Friedman podcast and he said pretty much, in sum and substance, for every one Hamas fighter you kill, you've created three more. So he definitely said that on one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube, by the way, too.
100%, and though those are the specifics, so that's like 1 to 3, so basically you triple it. And he's right, because even during the genocide there's already more, so never mind afterwards when these children whose parents, whose sisters, whose have died, or the parents whose children have died, and so on and so forth. So there's going to be definitely 3 more. So he made a very good rational argument. In addition to that, at the start of the genocide, he did a post and someone was talking about indoctrination of Palestinians, and he replied and he was like, "Oh, this is not right." And then I did a post and said, "Look, here's an example of Israeli indoctrination of children from the age, from primary school age." And he replied to my post and he was like, "Yeah, indoctrination from either side is not acceptable." So again, a bit more of a balanced approach. That was early on in the genocide. Then he hooks up with Ashley St. Clair. I knew he was basically interacting with her earlier, but obviously it became a lot more serious towards the end of 2023. He then basically goes on his Auschwitz tour. He impregnates Ashley St. Clair. He does his space with Ben Shapiro. He becomes, after that, extremely pro Israel anti-Palestine, doesn't care about anything logically. It's all about the
It was a
emotional
180
propaganda.
degree shift, bro. Like it was crazy how he shifted before when he said fuck Bob Iger, we don't need your advertisers, but as soon as ADL said, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and pull your advertising," and he actually even sued the ADL if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if the lawsuit is up, but yeah, dude, you're 100% right. He did like a 180 on Israel once he went to Auschwitz. It's like they made him do the humiliation ritual.
100%. So he changes his position, and then now he becomes extremely pro-Israel, extremely anti-Muslim when it comes to Europe and the US. If you look at it, he's tweeting against Muslims all the time, even though those very same arguments can be used against example, but he'll specifically attack Muslims for it. So his switch was quite, as you said, 180-degree change.
Oh, it gets
And in
even
terms of
better. When Netanyahu
yeah,
came to America, Elon flew to Washington D.C. to meet him. Remember that when he was in the
yeah.
U.S. to give the speech at Congress?
Oh yeah, 100%. And actually, funny enough, now you said that, you reminded me of something. Laura Loomer, who is an extreme Zionist, I mean, I've disagreed with her vehemently over the last 15 months. Give her credit for her post, what she did today, which was demonstrating that there is a high likelihood her Ashley Sinclair's connections, her lawyers, her teams was fighting against Elon. Now, a lot of people will have the question that, wait a sec, Elon is, why would come after him? Well, it's interesting because in reality, when you look at there's actually a number of factions. There's actually two factions. There's the kind of, it's more complex than this, but I'm just going to make it a bit more basic. There's like the kind of like pro Netanyahu faction, and then there's the anti Netanyahu faction, but their goal is the same. It's to be, she calls it leftist. It's not really leftist. It's control of the Western world, but with the control coming from one direction. Either it's from the the Netanyahu camp or the non-Netanyahu camp. So just to give you an example of this, because you might be thinking, wait a second, how is that the case? And does it make sense? So in the UK, there's someone called Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer is somebody who was basically put in place by the, he was groomed, he was put in place to make sure he wins. They made sure that Jeremy Corbyn, who is a left wing, actual socialist, they made sure that he did not win the election, even though he was going to win the general election. They made sure they gave fake, false claims of anti-Semitism at that time, and at that time, obviously, make
And,
even those
and
claims.
Shirley, real quick, I hate
Yeah,
to interrupt you, but I don't want people to gloss over what you're saying right now. For all the Americans in here, which I know probably 90% of you guys are Americans, what we have in APAC, guys, they have a functional equivalent in the UK. So Slima's not telling you guys like, oh yeah, Keir Starmer just got put on by some Jews. Like, no, they have the same strong lobbies in the UK that we have here in the United States. What's the APAC equivalent over there, Sully? If you don't mind, I hate to interrupt you.
We
My
have
bad.
two. We have Labour Friends of Israel and Conservative Friends of Israel. Only thing is, our politicians are cheaper. They pay them a lot less the American ones. But
Gotcha. But anyway, my
but
bad.
just
I didn't mean to derail you. I just wanted people in here to know where you're coming from when it comes to lobbies, even in the UK.
no, it's important questions. It's a way of, for the audience, because remember, we're talking with the audience, not just to give monologues, right? So I actually appreciate you like jumping in whenever it is for the audience. But in that regard, what do you call it, when it comes back to the point that he was groomed, Keir Starmer, they made sure he became prime minister. They made sure that reform, which was Nigel Farage's party, which is what Elon kind of is pushing, came about only a month before or 2 months before the general election. And what that party did was it split the conservative vote, guaranteeing Labour won the supermajority and they got to do what they want. So then you think, wait a second, put in power. This is the point I want to make. But then you've got many pro Netanyahu ones, like Elon Musk, like Elon Chong, like Myron Hosts, all the rest of them, vehemently attacking Keir Starmer. How can that be the case? Is it because it's really left wing? No, because what they want to do is they're using that to essentially have it where they use him to make Muslims look bad, obviously, because they think Keir Starmer is a pro-Muslim, even though he's not. He's pro-Israel, pro-Jewish. His wife is Jewish, his children are Jewish. But in addition to that, what they've got is on the other side, they've got Netanyahu type of pro-Israel. So you've got, like, for example, Nigel Farage, Rupert Law, all part of the Reform Party. And therefore, it's literally Zio on Zio kind of internal warfare to make sure which one of the. And so that's what's going on. So Musk is like the Netanyahu type, hence why you've got this. So what's the name again? Laura Loomer's thread makes a lot of sense because that is essentially, she calls it left wing. It's not really left wing, right? That's just fake. It's the pro Netanyahu, the anti Netanyahu, almost like in a civil war and a battle for control because the Netanyahu ones have got a stranglehold over the world. I mean, that's Musk, right? He's got control over. He's the most powerful man on the planet. He's more powerful than Donald Trump. He's essentially the president. So that just gives you the demonstration. And just the last point, sorry, I made this point, but I forgot to mention it, is in terms of why it's important to support Musk against Ashley Sinclair is Musk is the guy that just based on his financial power, he can sue anyone to oblivion. So, as an example, there was the caves, and there was these children who were stuck in caves, and the guy he called one of the guys, the rescuer, a pedophile. Now that is defamation, right? Normally, you would lose in that regard, but such is the power of his wealth, his financial muscle, as well as legal muscle, a muscle. He was able to sue that guy to the ground, make him bankrupt, and ensure he won. So he has the financial power and the ability to do so. If he was to lose against an eagle, you essentially have a scenario, although she is back, you have a scenario where it's going to impact men's rights for a considerable part of the future. And Myron, I never heard you talk about this because, but maybe I jumped in a bit late. But like, what's your thoughts on the most powerful man on the planet, the most richest man on the planet, being pulled by an average eagle?
It's actually comical, and shout out to Milo because Milo's been exposing this left and right. I mean, he was exposing it so bad that his account got banned. So the fact that his account got banned tells me that he's probably on the money. And one thing that I thought that was very interesting is he's been saying that she's actually 31 years old. She's not even 26, as she
She is
claims.
31.
Yeah. So, but everyone thinks that she's 26, and even all the report, like the New York Post had claimed she was 26. I think there was a typo in there where they put 31, probably accidentally. But all the tabloids are saying she's 26. So, yeah. To answer your question, Sully, it's literally hilarious that a guy of his power is getting with a mid chick like that, and but that just goes to show he never wanted to take her seriously. His biggest fuck up is that all he had to do was respond to her text, bro. Like if this dude had responded to her text he could have avoided all this bullshit. Because like now he kind of looks like an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say this: I agree with you, Suleiman. Despite the fact that me and you, right, we don't even we have an axe to grind when it comes to Trump. Sorry, not Trump. Elon Musk. But we're still able to objectively speak on his behalf and want him to win. Why? Because our personal grievances with Elon Musk, are overridden honestly by the need for men to kind of be able to fight back against this shit. Because you know we know guys get destroyed through paternity and child support and all this shit all over the world. So hopefully he could kind of make an example out of her where these women aren't able to be in a predatory situation because the text message that Isabel and Moody put out were damning, bro. It's like,
Yeah, or
man,
he put her in a crazy, the craziest 360 deal, and that's why he's not replying because what's the point if you already know you got her dead to rights in court? If you think about it like that, it doesn't matter. He could go there, take his kid, and walk out, and then leave her with nothing. It's just ironic that the day that she decided to announce it was on Valentine's Day, and like I talked to a lot of like conservative women about that, and they were like, "Yo, like, nah, she's just spiteful." And every single one of them said that they're like, she is straight spiteful. There's no way that you would put
oh,
this
it gets
out there like that.
crazier. Loomer was saying like if you guys read the New York Post thing, she was saying like, oh, she, her career was affected by this. She couldn't travel because she was pregnant. But Loomer said that's a lie because she had been to a couple of conservative conferences while she was pregnant. She dressed a little bit funny, but she absolutely was still traveling and doing things. So yeah, man. The more I think about this, the more information comes out, bro. I'm starting to think that she had this shit planned the whole time. And I don't know if Musk was like, if I don't know if Musk actually made her sign anything, bro. Because like she's kind of coming at him pretty hard here, and it looks like this was all planned. So I don't know if he made her sign an NDA because she's coming at him pretty aggressively in a systematic way. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put him on blast. Okay, that didn't work. Lawsuit's ready in a week. Anyone that's been involved with like suing somebody or whatever knows that a lawsuit takes months to draft. So I think she probably had that thing ready to go, waiting to see if he responds so she can kind of resolve it amicably. And if he didn't respond, bam, literally like a week later, lawsuits out. So I think she's had this shit planned since
Yeah,
2023.
yo, Myron. I don't think she had an end. First of all, it's Dom here. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, bro?
She definitely did not have an NDA because Just a little inside fastball here. And I know that a lot of people probably already knew about this well before the announcement, but dude, she was running her mouth to her friends like 15 fucking months ago. Like, I knew this literally over a year ago, and I swore to people up and down that I would not say anything about it because, I didn't want to blow the
Did she say she
trust.
was pregnant with Elon's kid or just pregnant?
100%.
Oh
100%.
wow, wow.
Absolutely 100%. I've literally known about it for 15 months. And you can imagine with like the way the nature of some of those texts to her friends, like Isabella, she was staying. I mean, you're going to be a little more outward with what you're going to tell someone rather than what you're actually going to put in writing. So yeah, man, she was telling all of her little friends, like I assume probably her closest three, four, five friends, because for someone like me to learn about it, literally, basically right after it happened, um, yeah, there's no way she had an NDA because she was telling a shitload of people within the conservative media sphere. Because that's who I heard it from.
Yeah, I'll be honest, bro. I had no clue about this shit, and I think
Also,
most people didn't. Go ahead, Sully.
also, when, just
Hey, Suleiman,
when
your
in the
mic is
L
cutting out,
Jews,
bro.
bro, because he's basically dumped all his chicks and he's kept the Indian one and taken her to the White House during Valentine's Day.
Say what you said again. All we heard was Jews. We didn't hear anything before you said Jews. So say it again.
Sully, you there? We didn't hear anything you said on that last one, bro. All I heard was Indians or Pakistanis or something. All right, maybe he's in a bad service area. He just dropped down. All right.
I think he said something about the fact that Elon really like just dug the knife into her when he took the picture in the White House with the president of India and then like replied, and that was crazy. Like she was going off and he went out of his way to go and reply to that.
No,
Like
I heard what he said. He said that the only chicks that Elon likes to keep around are the ones that are Jews, is
So
basically what he said.
another interesting thing, and Jordan, I want to get your take on this, okay?
Sure.
Specifically. So Laura Loomer made a post earlier today saying when she got demonetized and she lost her verification and shit, she actually reached out to Ashley Sinclair because she knew she had these connections at X and asked her, hey, can you help me? And for those of you that don't know, you know, Laura Loomer's an independent journalist, works really hard. I think she breaks really good stories. Me and her disagree on Israel, but she made a post earlier today throwing Israel down the bus. So I would say just off of her doing that, it clearly shows that she's dedicated to the journalism, even if it's not always in her best interest. But I say all that to say this. So she reached out to Ashley Sinclair for help, obviously, right? Because X is one of her main platforms. So Sinclair tells her, "Oh, I don't know anybody over at X, and I can't help you," right? But then come to find out, Milo makes posts just cooking Ashley St. Clair, and then she goes ahead and tweets something to X, and then bam, the Nero account is down. Milo's gone for a week. So she clearly lied to Laura about her connections at X, and that pissed Laura off. So she went ahead and kind of put her on blast. And I want to turn it to you here, Jordan. What do you think, if anything, are St. Clair's connections over at X? I mean, if she has connections like that, where she was able to get Milo banned, would it be possible that she could have just went another route to contact Elon? Like, does she have pull that X? I know you know a lot of people over there.
I know who she knows there. And from what I know, he doesn't really like me either. So there is that. But I do know that she does know somebody that's in a very high place, and she definitely 100% lied to Laura about that. The person she contacted, I'm not gonna put him out there, but he is a top dog over there.
Can I mention real quick
I know
what you
some
did?
about this.
Can I
I know something
mention
about this.
Jordan? Can I mention real quick what you did for Laura?
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, so guys, Jordan is actually the one that's responsible that got Laura's shit pretty much back, like with the monetization and the blue check or whatever. Um, he's helped me out on the side, and obviously, obviously, we're gonna try to get all my other homies that had this thing. It's not guaranteed, but Jordan, I say all that to let you guys know he's pretty credible. He knows a lot of people at X, so he's not just talking out his ass here.
That was a tough one. Like the worst part about this is that like everything's in such a gray area, right? And that's the part that really sucks is that then I have to go and like fight from the creator side and go and tell people who are like at a high level, like, hey, it's not like this, it's like this because your rule says this. And it goes back and forth for a long time. And a lot of the time, like sometimes people understand, sometimes people don't. And that's like kind of the worst part. You're getting different personalities from different people, so you have to attack every single person differently, and it sucks. It really does. But like
So she is in
people,
fact connected. It's just that the person that is her connect is high up, but you know who he is and he doesn't like you.
yeah, I know that for a fact.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, she did lie to Laura then, like you said.
She lied. No, she lied to Laura 1,000,000%. Like even I told, like I even told Laura that, like when she called me and told me that, and I was just like, oh, that's a lie. And she's like, how do you know? I was like, just trust me, that's a lie. Like I brushed it off because I already like so. Here's the thing, and like I don't even like doing the history lesson, but everybody has to remember one specific event. Elon bought Twitter, walked into New York City. The next week or next 3 days or something like that, the Babylon Bee did an interview, and Ashley Sinclair and Seth Dillon were the ones that did that interview. Nobody else got that interview. I'm talking like ABC, CNN, Fox, all of these mainstream media platforms that weren't having extreme downhill spirals prior to the election. They could have got that interview. Just always remember that. They could
Oh,
have got that interview. That's where that picture that came out today is from. That was from that interview years, like the day that he bought it, like that same week. So
so let me get this
either
straight.
way,
He gave the Babylon Bee, a news outlet that literally was banned on Twitter under Dorsey, an interview over all the other mainstream platforms for basically to meet Ashley.
to be honest with you, after everything that's came out, that kind of seems that way.
That's what I'm thinking, bro. Now that you're
And
telling me
then
the
the thing is,
story.
if you look at the text message date, I don't know if that coincides with when that interview actually was. If that text message that like was said right there was prior to the interview, that just goes to prove even more that Ashley set him up
Yeah,
in the worst way.
yeah.
Like and that's in that part I'm not sure about. I didn't look at it. I didn't like realize that, wait a second, like if Isabella Moody's texts were prior to that interview, this is like beyond
Oh no, I
diabolical.
think it was after. I think it was in 2023. He bought X and did that interview like 22, right?
He bought no, this like they were talking on there well prior. Like they were talking back and forth on Twitter for a really long, like the second Ashley got her account back. Cause like she followed me originally when she got her account back.
Wait, oh,
So
she
I
was
knew.
banned before Elon came in?
Yes, everybody. Ashley,
Oh yeah, she was
Seth,
Babylon B. Yeah,
Babylon
okay.
B, Not B, all of those accounts are banned. All of them.
Okay, now okay. So he unbanned Babylon B and then went and met her. Okay, dude, now we're starting to piece this shit together,
He
bro.
unbanned
As
everybody. He unbanned Seth Dillon, all of them.
as
Okay.
far as the connections that she's got, if you're interested in hearing who they are, I mean, I'll tell you the main two at least.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, so Ashley actually shared herself before she like went and stopped posting here on X. She actually shared a post that was like from the head of security, saying it was a post about one of Milo's posts that apparently had her in underwear when she was like underage or something. But long story short, it
Oh,
showed that
that's
it
why. Sorry
yeah.
to interrupt you, Dom. That is why Milo was so hard on saying her real age is 31. There you go. That's why. Thank you for
Yeah,
reminding me.
and so Ashley had posted something that actually showed direct communication between her and someone behind the scenes at Twitter that was very high up, a security team, saying, "Oh, we've lowered the visibility," and like some of the exact terminology that many of us wish that we could see about our accounts and our posts and things like that. But no, dude, I actually was like 2 minutes away from attending a dinner with her. And you guys know the account Doge Designer? Elon constantly fucking reposts him. I think his name is either Doge Designer or Doge something. He's got like 1 million followers. He posts almost exclusively about Elon. That's one of her main connections. And then also, I think people know this like outwardly, but she's very, very close with ALX, who's very, very close with the design team. And he gets like beta software for X before it even comes out. So yeah, she's locked in with this Doge designer guy who's locked in with the creative team at X and ALX, and then honestly a lot of other people too. I mean, she was about as high up as that at X as she had direct access to Yakarino and the whole 9 yards. So that's why she was so constantly boosted, not just for simply fucking them, but yeah, she had all these connections before it was even a thing.
Yeah, no, that's interesting stuff because what she did to get Milo kind of banned was she claimed that those pictures he posted of her was when she was 15. But if you do the math, Milo says that she's lying about her age about 5 to 6 years. She was actually like 20. So, um,
Yeah, not to air too much of her dirty laundry, but like, apparently this is an individual that slept around with quite a bit of dudes in the conservative space, prior over the years. Like, I mean, I know that we all have a past, but her name was literally Sex Laptop and all this other stuff. So she wasn't exactly, I know that she tried to portray herself a little bit as like a trad person, but that was most definitely not the case. I mean, I think she was pretty much a well-known party girl prior to that for several years. So
Well, but she was a single mom before she even got with Elon, bro. Like I don't know why everyone's sort of shocked and surprised by this. There's so many fucking single moms in the conservative movement. I mean, can't throw a fucking rock anymore without hitting one. Like she was damaged goods before Elon got with her. So yeah, she was a total whore, just like all the rest, just like Lauren Southern, all the rest of these fucking conservative thoughts. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that directly comes back to the monologue I gave earlier, which I don't know if you heard it, Beardson, but yeah, dude. Long story short, traditional conservative females use it as a grift, and when it no longer benefits them, they just revert back to typical feminism. Let me divorce my guy. Let me get child support out of him. Like very few of these chicks actually walk it like they talk it when it comes to that stuff. And what's even funnier is like when she admitted that she had a kid out of wedlock, like all these, bot accounts, like Suleiman was saying earlier, we're all like congratulating her and shit. It's like, bro, this is the L. Like, that's some shit that you just kind of keep to yourself. Like, if I were her, I think the smarter thing would have been for her to like privately serve him a lawsuit and never go public with this shit ever. You know what I mean? Because once you go public, bro, it's cooked. But I think that was her plan the
dude,
whole time.
I think that they probably would have got along amicably. I mean, obviously the guy's got a lot of shit going on. I don't think he just was not going to give her any money at all. But now her outwardly, publicly doing this shit, she's going to become, persona non grata. She's not going to be welcome to any of these spaces. Many people are just going to say fuck you. Like I know that money, takes care of most problems, but this bitch was someone that was starved for attention, and now everyone basically hating her. Bro, I think that was an awfully big price to pay,
I
despite
think
all the money.
I think you're overestimating the depths that conservatives will go for clout, dude. I mean, these are the same people that were congratulating Dave Rubin when he was kidnapping children out of a mother's womb, too. I mean, you know what I mean? These people are fucking shameless. None of these conservatives really have any sort of morals or values, and they'll betray him in an instant if it means that they can get close to Elon Musk or they can get somehow associated with this story. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to talk a big talk at the end of the day, but after a month or two when things settle down, she'll be welcomed right in with open arms because women never have to pay any sort of consequences for being whores in this society. That's just the facts. You know what I mean?
I do think that is a pretty good point, to be honest. I mean, there will most certainly be an army of simps and a shitload of people that are willing to give her a break and say, oh, it's okay. We know this womanizer took advantage of you. I mean, I agree. But at the same time, dude, like, just like you said, people will do anything for clout. Well, I think most people are courting Elon's, friendliness. So I don't know. I can see a lot of people not saying shit about it now. And yeah, it's fucked up, man, but it's crazy. It's like whether you're trying to be some famous conservathought or you're just some random hoe, like hoes are gonna act like hoes, and we just fucking saw it again. Just another chick just going for a dude with status, just like you'd see really any other place.
Yeah, no, man, it's absolutely nuts, man. And it's even funnier because in the New York Post, she said, "Oh, I don't really care for Elon like that. I just knew that he was the owner of Twitter," right? And then you look at the text messages with Isabella, and that shows a whole different story. So, women only care, bro. Hypergamy never fails, man. That's the reality. Um, so I guess we could kind of open it up here to some people in the crowd that are listening. I say crowd as if we're in a fucking stadium, but let's see here. I'll bring some people up. Guys, if you could just kind of quickly give your remarks, I'll try to bring some people up. Right, try not
I
to drone
also
on.
invited I also invited Milo too. Let me see if he's awake.
All right, yeah, yeah, hit him up. Tell him to
I
join up.
also want to shout out, we got Cassandra in the crowd as a listener. I know that we're talking bad about conservative figures that are female, but she's the fucking best. So much love to Cassandra in the audience.
All right, I normally don't give women mics, but if she's your homie, I gave her a speaker invite. But yeah, we'll go to Madeline. What's up? Oh shit, this is a female. Damn it.
Hey, hey, you guys. Good evening. Mine is just very, very short. Of course, like everybody else, I've been following the whole story. Um, Ashley St. Clair is asking for trouble because there are many judges that, especially women judges, that are very sick of women using their children for this type of clout. This is really, really bad behavior. And if Isabella's info that she put out, that comes from her, I'm sure there's other people that she's been bragging to. And if she gets the wrong judge, she could end up losing custody of her children. And you see it happening more and more because it's just been prolific now with women. So just really enjoying it, you guys. And I know you don't like giving girls a voice, so I appreciate having me come up here. So thanks so much.
No problem. Short and sweet. I like it. We'll go
You
to
got it.
Mancos.
Yeah, thanks for having me up, Myron. So a few things. Yeah, one thing that was mentioned earlier by Suleiman, I think, is with the defamation case that that this other guy sued Elon for calling him a pedo, and he took Elon to trial, and Elon had some Jewish lawyer, and Elon was able to get the jury stacked with like people who were Elon fans, so they ruled in Elon's favor. Case got thrown out. And what you said, that women can't debate, they can't. They can make content, they can be influencers, but they're fundamentally emotional thinkers. They can't trade blows using logic and reason. They can't move fast mentally from point to point. And the example that you gave, she got stuck on some like little quip, little talking point in her head. And then when Destiny like countered her, she wasn't able to like change her position. So she just couldn't shouldn't trade blows. And so women just shouldn't be debating. They shouldn't be representing the right on things like that. They're just going to embarrass themselves and everyone that they're representing. Now, on to Elon. Elon is too busy and he's not good with women. He's autistic and he also just doesn't have the time for women. So this makes him a target for women to be coming after him. Normally, men are approaching women, but with Elon, it's the women approaching him. So, plus being autistic, he doesn't filter out the weird women or run away from women where you and I might see red flags and think they're
Oh, he
crazy.
even admitted it that he likes crazy.
Yeah. So, a lot of
Neutral
his
as hell.
exes, except for the one who worked for him as an executive, tend to be pretty crazy. And if you're a real conservative woman, you would not be on the internet as a clout chasing wannabe influencer. You would not be posting thirst traps. So when you see a woman who's a clout chasing wannabe influencer posting thirst traps, you know she's just a grifter exploiting the simp market on the right. I think Ashley probably did sign some kind of agreement or there's some kind of oral contract that's documented or recorded in some way. But here's the big if. However, enforcing an agreement like that is very problematic. Just look at Stormy Daniels, who also had an agreement in NDA. At the end of the day, if the
I think Ashley is a man. So, yeah, I get where your argument's coming from, but my God is a woman.
okay, so
Sorry about that.
Bro, guys, look, when I give you a mic, don't just fucking yap and interrupt people, man. That's why I'm very reluctant to give, randos fucking mics because some of you guys are retarded. Let him finish this point before you jump in, man. We'll call on you. Sorry, bro.
thank
Go ahead.
Thank you, Myron. So, what happens sometimes, and this is always a concern when I'm dealing with settlements with people and when I'm talking about stuff, is what's the consequence if they violate? It's very hard to make it enforceable. So, people will just tend to violate NDAs. And it is very difficult to structure an NDA to actually be meaningfully punishing because most forms of punishment that you could think of the judges will simply not enforce. So there could be a written contract. There's most certainly some like recorded oral agreements and stuff. She certainly agreed with Elon, to not have the name on the birth certificate, to not go public and all these other things. And then she backstabbed all that. The problem is if Elon pulls out an agreement and says, well, here's the consequence, like what's the consequence really going to be when she's going to be entitled to child support? Actually, I think Elon's best move now legally is to fight for getting sole custody for him because if he gets custody of the child, number one, it keeps his child away from a crazy
He'll
mother.
never get it, bro. He'll never get it. And
It's
the reason
it's
why is
going to be an
because
uphill battle. Yeah, you're right,
he
especially if it's New York.
it's New York.
Hey
It,
guys,
well,
I need to
bro,
talk.
what the fuck? Yo,
I
nigga,
need to talk. I
yo,
need to talk. I need to talk.
bro, what the, yo, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, do we got the fucking short bus crew right now?
Nah,
Fuck,
I don't know
dude.
who the
Yes.
fuck brought him up.
Bro, what the
I'm
fuck?
trying to give him the
Yo,
boot
I'm
fast
trying to be,
enough, but
yo, what the fuck? I'm trying to be nice, right? Give people a choice. This nigga comes in and says, I I gotta talk. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? God damn, now I gotta roast you, you fucking drooling. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
we got some drunks on Saturday night.
Holy
That's
shit,
probably the
man.
case.
He's
Watermelon
one of the
Warrior Night.
Bro, Dylan Worth, he's one of those stupid motherfuckers. I gotta go to school 3 hours early because he can't fucking walk around the fucking hallways without a handler next to him, bro. God damn, man. They probably had to
Someone
make
has
you
to
use
tell
lead
him.
pencils in school, bro, because you would stab yourself with a real one, you dumb fuck. Damn, man, I hate bro. Fuck. All right.
And real quick,
Anyway.
the last thing is when I looked up the New York kind of child support law, it is capped, but there are ways that you can go above the cap. So as long as Elon is able to keep it at the cap, he actually won't have to pay a lot of child support. So this could blow up in Ashley, or as I
Yeah, it
call
could
her,
actually,
Smashley's
it could
face.
hurt her. Yeah, like the $40,000 apartment, all that shit. So it's definitely a toss up. I think the reason why he won't get custody, guys, is because we know, he's documented that he fucking uses drugs. He's always working. He's super busy. He's a public figure. Will he have time to raise a child? I think if anything, bro, and Ashley, most importantly, has demonstrated that he has the capability of ostracizing his child and abandoning them by not responding to her. So I think if anything, dude, she's more than likely going to get 100% custody and he's going to have to pay her. But you do make a good point where New York State might have limits where, he only's got to give her 10K a month or some shit like that, even if she's in New York City. But
Yeah,
we'll
and the
see.
last thing, Myron, is that I think, and this isn't being talked about enough, I try to bring it up in my replies when this stuff comes up, is that I think there's a very strong case that Ashley St. Clair has BPD, and that the reason that she crashed out is because a common problem with women with BPD is that if you leave them on read for a few days and they feel abandoned, they crash out and they keep escalating like this. And I think that that could play into these proceedings, that could come out that she does have that.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely strong arguments on both, but I do think that she's going to take the edge just because family courts favor women. She's in New York City, super fucking blue. And what I also have learned from, because I've actually brought divorce attorneys on my show a couple of times. And the one thing that sticks with me every time I think of this stuff, the court always rules in the favor of the child. So if Sinclair can demonstrate that her son is in danger and needs to go to private school, needs security because he's Elon Musk, whatever, which I think she can actually demonstrate now with her going publicly, which leads me to believe why she had this shit planned from the beginning. Um, I think she has a really strong case, bro. She'll have to basically just say, look, he's Elon Musk's kid. He's going to be a right target for kidnapping and extortion. He needs private school. He needs security. He needs to be able to have certain accesses and stuff like that. I think she's going to, outline everything as far as like, how much danger her son is in, especially since she's went public in an effort to try to get her father, the child's father, involved. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, she's never going to be poor again. I'll tell you all that. So,
Well,
I
we
mean,
gotta also
but
take
there's
into
no
account the
paternity
new
test, and
laws.
Elon did not like even say that the kid's his. Like realistically,
yeah, but the,
like
the court can force them to do a DNA test, which they
oh,
probably
they
will.
will.
To be honest, they probably will. And
Well,
and,
also you
and the
gotta keep
fact
in
that she
mind
has
the
pictures with him,
dependent.
the fact
There's a
that
new
Elon
law
has
where
pictures. Hold on. The fact that she has pictures of Elon holding the baby, bro, that's fucking damning. So, um, okay, who's up next? Was it El-
Elijah,
all right, go ahead, bro. Try to keep it quick.
Elijah, you there?
No, he just likes to interrupt when other people are talking. All right, we'll go to Cyrus.
Yeah, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to touch up on just two things. Ashley St. Clair and what her action sort of gives to like females as a collective, because women like to think of things as collective. And the second thing I wanted to mention was, conservatism, trad wife conservatism. The thing is, if Elon Musk can pull this off, and he can actually maybe utilize Trump's connections or maybe even some new connections he's established to pay this woman absolutely nothing or get away scot free, maybe even get the child, who knows? It would be a major.
Only's got to give her 10K a month or some shit like that, even if she's in New York City. But
Yeah,
we'll
and the
see.
last thing, Myron, is that I think, and this isn't being talked about enough. I try to bring it up in my replies when this stuff comes up. Is that I think there's a very strong case that Ashley St. Clair has BPD, and that the reason that she crashed out is because a common problem with women with BPD is that if you leave them on read for a few days and they feel abandoned, they crash out and they keep escalating like this. And I think that that could play into these proceedings, that could come out that she does have that.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely strong arguments on both, but I do think that she's going to take the edge just because family courts favor women. She's in New York City, super fucking blue. And what I also have learned from, because I've actually brought divorce attorneys on my show a couple of times. And the one thing that sticks with me every time I think of this stuff, the court always rules in the favor of the child. So if Sinclair can demonstrate that her son is in danger and needs to go to private school, needs security because he's Elon Musk, whatever, which I think she can actually demonstrate now with her going publicly, which leads me to believe why she had this shit planned from the beginning. Um, I think she has a really strong case, bro. She'll have to basically just say, look, he's Elon Musk's kid. He's going to be a right target for kidnapping and extortion. He needs private school. He needs security. He needs to be able to have certain accesses and stuff like that. I think she's going to, you know, outline everything as far as like, how much danger her son is in, especially since she's went public in an effort to try to get her father, the child's father, involved. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, she's never going to be poor again. I'll tell you all that. So,
Well,
I
we
um,
mean,
gotta also
but
take
there's
into
no
account the
paternity
new
test, and
laws.
Elon did not like even say that the kid's his. Like realistically,
yeah, but the,
like
the court can force them to do a DNA test, which they
oh,
probably
they
will.
will.
To be honest, they probably will. And
Well,
and,
also you
and
gotta
the
keep
fact
in
that she
mind
has
the
pictures with him,
dependent.
the fact
There's a
that
new
Elon
law
has
where
pictures. Hold on, the fact that she has pictures of Elon holding the baby, bro, that's fucking damning. So, um, okay, who's up next? Was it you?
Elijah,
All right, go ahead, bro. Try to keep it quick.
Elijah, you there?
No, he just likes to interrupt when other people are talking. All right, we'll go to Cyrus.
Yeah, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to touch up on just two things. Ashley St. Clair and what her action sort of gives to like females as a collective, because women like to think of things as collective. And the second thing I wanted to mention was, conservatism, trad wife conservatism. The thing is, if Elon Musk can pull this off, and he can actually maybe utilize Trump's connections or maybe even some new connections he's established to pay this woman absolutely nothing or get away scot free, maybe even get the child, who knows. It would be a major blow to the feminist collective because many of them subscribe to a materialistic worldview, worldview of materialism, right? And they sort of believe that men will always lose in the situations when it comes to the sex game and things like that. But you have a man like Elon Musk who biologically, in the game of life, he is winning genetically. He's able to pass his genetics on multiple times and leave women with the bill and still get some stooge to carry the check, and in 2 decades those 13 children will reproduce. So he gets his DNA passed while other
Yeah,
people are
bro, but
not.
that's exactly why the family court was created, to literally stop that. Like
Exactly.
that's literally the reason why family courts and divorce and alimony is in place right now, is to stop guys like Elon Musk. Like from the more I like kind of look at the facts of this case, this is literally like the quintessential reason why the family courts were made in the first place, was to stop guys like
Yeah.
Elon Musk from just running around and not taking accountability. And I think the fact that he hasn't responded to her actually help, like respond to her as far as like when she tried to contact him before going public. I think that actually makes her case stronger for why he needs to pay her, and do all the other shit, because he's already been prone to show that he's not a responsible parent. So I'd be shocked, bro, if he got sole custody. I don't think there's any way, because she's been,
If he did,
there's no
yeah,
way.
it would be a miracle. And I would like,
He would, bro.
shout.
I'll take it a step further. It would be a fight for him to even get 50-50, dude, if I'm be honest. He
Yeah.
would have to fight
What
tooth
I
and nail just for that.
what I usually see in real life, like with normal people, is you'll see some guy and he'll commit all his earnings and money just to give the illusion of him having money, trick a girl into that, turn her into this side chick, impregnate her, and then dip right after he's swooned her over for a while. And he does this routinely in city and city or state to state. Um, Now, to the other parts of the trad wife, I saw studies that were quite interesting. They were talking about the women in marriages that actually stay the longest are the ones that have support systems. And when they did investigating on these support systems, they found that the family of both parties are close by, right? Now, what they didn't investigate intrally is that the families, oh, also they live in small towns. So middle America, small towns, two families, both sides of the families living close by. They called it a support system. But what they didn't take into account is the shame system of parameters that keep these women in check. Like this is what they need just to stay faithful to fucking men.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
that,
when you remove. I've always said this too. Yeah, I agree with you. When you remove the training wheels of shame, family, religion, basically it allows women to just do whatever the fuck they want because we're in a deregulated marketplace. But let me move on to Links now.
yeah, yeah.
What's up, Links? Try to keep it brief.
Yeah, so Laura Loomer posted last night that Ashley was stalking Elon for like 5 years and got him to respond to one of his posts. And also, he got word from another Xer that she was stalking him, after they had sex, right? So
Yeah, no,
this is
we
why he's
discussed that
ignoring him.
earlier. I don't know if you were in the space earlier, but yeah, we went over that.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that you guys already saw that, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. And Doge also requiring all people to send in what they did for the last week as a task, all employees.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll keep it short. That's it.
All right. Cool. We'll go to JDI or actually Joshua. And guys, after you speak, I'll
Hey,
just move you down just so I get more people up. Don't feel offended.
hey, Myron, big fan of Castle Club here, '07.
Shout out to you, bro.
Um, thank you for everything you do, man. You have no idea how much you help men all across the world. All I want to say is, don't you think because of how powerful Elon is and what status he has, this might be the court case that changes the way for men in court? Because if they look into all the court cases that
Uh,
went against
it's
men
a
that
great
had no re
opportunity, but the fact that Elon has been behaving so poorly as a dad, uh, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be tough. You know.
Yeah, it's also worth noting, like, let's just be real, guys. Elon doesn't want full custody of the kid. He probably wants, just visitation rights whenever he wants to go over there. I don't really see Elon taking care of any of the kids. It's all the moms.
Yeah. Yeah, and then him working at Doge and everything else like that, dude, it all cements. I'm telling you guys, Ashley, the more I think about this, like Ashley St. Clair is actually really smart. She had this shit planned, guys. She had that lawsuit ready to go. She had that New York Post article ready to go. She had that tweet ready to go. She had her publicist ready to go. Like everything is literally going like boom, 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 boom. It's like damn near 7 days on the dot. Boom, she drops the lawsuit because he didn't respond after the New York Post hit piece. So, and like I said, a lawsuit isn't going to be written in 7 days, bro. That's typically something that takes like a month plus for you and your lawyer to work on. So she best believe she had a lawyer retained probably in 2020 fucking four, as soon as the kid was born, when she got any inkling that he wasn't going to be around. So I think, him bringing that chick on Valentine's Day was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she said, "Fuck it." All right, let's go to JDI and then Ren.
Oh, hey.
What's that, man? What do you want to say?
Sex laptop, right?
All right. Thank you for your contribution. All right. Let's go to Ren.
Hey, Myron. So you talked about something earlier, integrity, right? I don't know if you saw it today, but Donovan Sharp, he dropped a video singing your praises today. Just want to give you a shout out on that, where he talked about the whole beef with Kevin Samuels, disclosing how you handled that gracefully. So I just want to give you a shout out for how you handled that and your professionalism. So I listened to the full pod today from Donovan Sharp. So I was really impressed to hear him as a third party really speak more to your reputation on how you've been handling yourself with the creators, particularly from the YouTube side.
No, I appreciate that, man. And you know, I don't want to derail the conversation, but it seems like we are getting some short bus guys here. So I'll kind of use this opportunity to kind of pivot real quick and bring a little bit of light to what he just described. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with a guy named Kevin Samuels, right? And Donovan Sharp is a friend of mine in the red pill space. If you're not familiar, Donovan Sharp was instrumental in kind of getting me started in this whole situation, put me on. I always give respect and honor to the guy because there would be no Fresh Fit or Myron Gaines without Donovan taking a chance on me. And to make a long story short, Donovan had also done the same for a guy named Kevin Samuels several years before. He had him on his podcast, dozens of times, helped him out. And when Kevin Samuels blew up, right, he didn't necessarily, lower the ladder so that Donovan can climb up as well. And Donovan's kind of like me. He's very critical of black women. He uses crass language. He's well spoken, but he's not scared to swear and say certain things. And obviously Kevin Samuels was trying to go less of a red pill route, more of like a marriage counselor type route. And I think he probably felt in his mind, putting Donovan on or shutting him out or platforming him would hurt his business to some degree. But I think, bro, at the end of the day, if someone is the one that puts you on, like, dude, you kind of owe that person, a little bit of credit and platforming them. I think is honestly the least you could do because, like, even if you bring that person on and he might be like maybe a little hurtful for your brand, I think the fact that you're showing respect to people that put you on overrides the potential money that you're going to lose. Because one thing that people always respect is loyalty to those that put you on. And that's something that I, kind of criticized Kevin about. He never put Donovan back on. And a bunch of people were talking shit, trying to say I'm a capper. That's not true, blah, blah, blah. So for Donovan to kind of come out and, confirm what I said as a third party, I wasn't lying, dude. People that know me personally know this is just how I am. If I make it, we got the biggest Red Pill channel in the world right now. And I made sure everyone that helped me out when we just had like a couple thousand subscribers, I bring all of them back on the fucking show because I want everybody to grow because they put me on when they didn't have to. So I got to pass the olive branch. But anyway, I'll definitely check out that video, bro. Thank you for letting me know about it. But who's up next? Angel?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. And real quick, guys, I don't want to, just before I'll land the plane here. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I always liked the guy. We had some disagreements on some stuff. We had a little bit of a beef, but I hope he's resting well. I hope he's up in heaven looking down on us. And I never want to wish ill on the deceased man, because at the end of the day, Kevin Samuels created a huge impact. And these little grievances I'm mentioning here, pale in comparison to the legacy that he left. So rest in peace to him. But anyway, go ahead, Angel.
Right. One thing I wanted to ask you about Myron was you mentioned that Ashley St. Clair, she could put up an argument that because it's Musk kids, the kid will be targeted heavily for kidnappings or all that kind of thing to be potentially held ransom. Wouldn't a judge see that more as a larger case for Musk to keep his kid, especially since he's more involved with the federal government now, since he probably has more protection than anybody else could possibly afford?
Nah, man, because I think what's gonna come into play is the government's okay. So when it comes to child custody guys, and I didn't get to say this, my bad. When I talk with those family court attorneys, the court always rules on what benefits the kid more. So you gotta if you're the judge, right? You kind of got to make like two tallies. So on one side, if Ashley's already shown to be, a dutiful mother, she's had the kid for several months, she's been supporting the child, she's been by the child's side, she's lost a bunch of opportunities while doing so. Meanwhile, Elon has shown that he's not responsive. He hasn't really taken accountability and raised his kid. He might be sending money here and there, but in other ways he's not responsible. So I think if anything, the judge is probably going to say, look, Elon Musk has the resources, but he doesn't have the time, and he uses drugs, right? That ketamine is going to come back and bite him in the ass. And for all of you guys that are wondering, Elon Musk doesn't even have a clearance, guys. He can't get a clearance. There's literally places in his own companies, that Tesla and SpaceX, that he can't even enter, guys. So I think all of that is going to be used to show that he's not an unfit father, and the judge is probably going to rule, look, Musk, you're busy, you use drugs, you've already shown that you're predisposed to be almost a deadbeat dad. You're going to have to pay Ashley XYZ money, and you're going to go ahead and pay for the security detail of your son. And I think that's how it's going to go, because I think the court is going to look at her as a more responsible and better parent. I think Elon even getting 50% of visitation rights is going to be tough. So That's my take on it, man. I think Elon's already kind of fucked himself by not responding to her in the first place. What he should have done was, as soon as she started getting the inkling where she felt abandoned, he should have reassured her, made her feel better, fly her out to wherever the fuck he's at, bring the kid, make her feel good, and then send her ass back. Spend a couple hours with them, send her ass back. Boom, you would have avoided this PR nightmare that he's dealing with right now. Because this absolutely does hurt him. Because remember, he's the conservative now, right? He's in the right. He's in the Republican Party, so this isn't really good behavior, right? Like anyone with half a brain that isn't a fucking uh, Elon shill sees this as problematic. So this is absolutely going to hurt his reputation. I think I anticipate what he's going to do is he might try to sue her for defamation. I think that might be what he's going to play. But him trying to get full custody, dude, I just don't see it, man. I think honestly, if you look at things objectively and get the rose-colored glasses off, any judge would say, yeah, St. Clair is going to be a better parent overall. It's just that Elon's going to have to give her the money now. That's my opinion on it. But we'll see. Who's up
Gotcha.
next? Or Dom, you said you want to add something? Go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, dude, notice that the only people that are really giving Elon any trouble about this, though, are really the people that are pretty fucking based, or they're like the super Christian conservative crowd. But like, what my main point is the overwhelming amount of just like conservative X users. Dude, they're just up his ass no matter what the fuck he says. Like, me and you, I saw something that you did on one of your streams where you covered his really cringe fucking chainsaw thing. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, like that was one of the gayest, but just like most cringe, weirdest fucking things I've ever seen. But notice, man, a lot of these big accounts, like your Gunther Eaglemans and your ALXs and just all the usual suspects. Bro, they're literally posting it like, yeah, this is the Doge father with a chainsaw cutting the fucking waist. It's pathetic. So, like, yeah, you're right. It should be damaging his reputation. But, bro, this is one of the issues with monetization on X because people feel like, oh, I'm a fucking Elon simp now. I'm also raking in the dough by doing these pro Elon, pro Trump posts. So I feel like they don't even want to say anything and they're all just abandoning their principles. Just like how they were saying, oh, congratulations, Ashley, but now that they found out she's a fucking skank, they're not saying anything. It's all just so fake, bro. And you can tell who's so fake. It's never been more
Oh,
evident than it is now, man.
dude, I want Elon to win this thing, dude. I truly do. For men all over the place, but me just being objective, I don't think he's kind of fucked himself. And then yeah, that chainsaw stunt that you mentioned, bro. I was literally making fun of him about that yesterday. Like, dude, like he was it was like so cringe and awkward. And like for him to like go up on stage with fucking Malay after he literally just pulled a fucking rug pull, dude. It was like I was like, dude, like, and it was obvious he was high, right? Like the dude was wearing sunglasses inside. I don't know about you guys. But the only people that wear sunglasses indoors are stupid niggers that think they're rappers. Like, bro, wearing sunglasses indoors is crazy work for a white dude, bro. So I knew right there that motherfucker was probably zooted, man. Because last I checked, he's not fucking Jamal. You know, his name isn't Kadeem. So there's no reason why a white dude should be wearing sunglasses indoors. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to think Elon Musk is a nigga, bro. He leaves his kid abandoned. He's wearing fucking sunglasses indoors. He's doing dumb shit. Like, bro, they might as well just call him. He's technically African American. So this dude is blacker than me at this point.
Dude, the last thing I want to say, the main point is just that whatever Elon Musk does, no one seems to criticize it. But like, if any other conservative, like, imagine if like Matt Walsh cheated on his wife and didn't answer this chick's text or something. Like, bro, his career would be over immediately. But or Charlie Kirk, or just name any normal conservative guy, Glenn Beck or something. People would
Oh,
freak
bro, you don't
out.
even got to be a conservative. Remember, Doctor, what is it, Huberman?
Yeah, Andrew
Remember that guy?
Huberman. Yeah,
Bro,
exactly.
he's not even in the conservative space. That guy is fucking dead center. He doesn't talk nothing politics. He just talks like straight like biohacking,
Yeah,
neurochemistry
go
bullshit.
outside and get sunlight. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
dude, like gay biohacking shit, bro. And as soon as that, like, and he wasn't even married. Like a chick just came out and said, "Oh, I'm his mistress," and bam, the dude went into hiding for like 2 months, bro. So like, if fucking a bitch can fuck you up when you're not even considered a conservative, dude, I could only imagine, like, like what you just said, like Charlie Kirk and these guys, they'd be cooked, bro. They would be absolutely cooked.
Yeah, the double standard with Elon is so crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, yeah, people are simps for Trump. I like Trump. I think a lot that he's doing is good. But like the way that people simp for Elon is it makes Trump look like nothing, bro. They are groupies for this guy. He can do no wrong. He can go fuck whatever other conservative thought tonight, and they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, like fucking shoot the rocket, man. Let's cut the waste. So yeah, it's crazy. Hopefully people can be a little bit more honest though, because it's honestly hurting the journalistic integrity of this site. And obviously, you know, man, we talk about a lot of important shit on here. So it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, dude. As I was listening to you talk about that, dude, it kind of I had an epiphany moment, man. I think it's safe to say, guys, that right now, as we speak, on fucking February 23rd, 3:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I would say that Elon Musk is probably the most powerful man in the world, bro. And that really pains me to say, because normally the president of the United States is the most powerful man in the world. But I think at this point, man, it's fucking Elon, because not only is this guy the richest guy in the world, now he has direct fucking access to the most powerful man in the world, and he has a very important job overseeing the U.S. federal government, bro. So I would say, it's not by much, of course. I think it's just a hair because, Trump can get rid of him at any time. But I do think that Elon at this very moment has maybe 5 or 10% more juice than Trump even at this
Dude,
point.
I would
And
say this. I would
Twitter.
say this. Hold on, hold on. I would say this. If somehow, some way, the AFD wins in Germany, that would solidify it. I'll say
Okay.
that
Yeah,
because then he has influence over other countries, and that would be nuts.
just the combination of him being the closest person to the president, so he's the most powerful private bureaucrat. He's the richest person in the world. He has all these government contracts, and the triple threat is that he owns and controls the largest communication apparatus that every single government entity in the entire world puts their official announcements through. Dude, he can literally, let's say he got pissed off at Trump or something. Well, he could make some changes behind the scenes at Twitter and be like, well, fuck you, Donald. And no one would even know about it. Just like he turns off Myron shit, just how like my fucking checkmark's gone today for literally no reason. Couldn't even tell you why. But like that kind of power, bro. I mean, he is literally the judge and the jury because of this government relationship and media. And then obviously all these powerful companies he has. It's fucking crazy.
Bro,
And honestly, dude, it needs to not be. Someone needs to check his power because realistically, that's unhealthy. It's a bad precedent for the future of the world.
Bro, that's why I call him Julon Musk, bro. Like this guy is like Super Saiyan 3 level control, and it's fucking crazy, man. How much juice this guy's got. Like now that I'm like looking back, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Um, but shit, I had something I was gonna say, but I lost train of thought. If it comes back to me, I'll fucking just blurt it out. But who's up next?
I think we got Autistic Frog. What's up, dude?
Hey, boys. This might sort of tie in with what you guys were just talking about. So when I first saw the leaks of the Ashley bullshit, the first thing that, obviously she's a Jew, the first thing that popped into my mind was
One
Mossad
more thing. I
honeypot.
remember what I was gonna say. I
Sorry.
hate to cut you, bro. This is what I was gonna
Okay.
say. You guys know I'm very critical of Elon Musk, but one thing I gotta give him credit for is that Elon Musk was an instrumental tool that allowed for Trump's victory. Okay, I made a post about this. How I think Elon Musk and Chris Pavlovsky from Rumble, who doesn't get enough fucking credit, so I'm gonna say his name one more time, is Chris fucking Pavlovsky, the owner of Rumble. Him and Elon Musk were literally the cornerstone to allow Trump to win the last election, and I'll tell you why. X, once Elon started to support, well, X was always, more conservative, once Elon took over. But after he advocated for Trump's reelection, after the Butler failed hit and that iconic photo, X pretty much just became a fucking MAGA machine, right? And then if you go on Rumble, right? So on the tweeting side and the short form content side, X was dominating and supporting Trump. Then you go to the video side, Rumble is the #1 conservative political content app. It beats YouTube. On election night, they smacked YouTube in views. On the inauguration day, they smacked YouTube in views. Anything that's like political, especially right leaning, Rumble dominates. Now, why is this important? The reason why this is important is because they were basically able to give an alternative to the Jack Dorsey version of X while also giving an alternative to fucking YouTube, because we know YouTube is way less, it's way more punitive on conservative creators. So Elon Musk and Chris Pavlovsky coming in with the 1-2 punch, allowing traditional conservative creators to be able to get their voice out was huge, dude. And then the last thing that I think that was instrumental in Trump's victory was the fact that Trump went and did collabs with influencers, not stupid A-list celebs. He went on Ada Ross's stream. He went on Joe Rogan. He dominated TikTok. He used social media and the influencer power to really get the votes. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's dumbass is campaigning like it's 2008, right? And getting, typical traditional A-list celebrities to endorse her. But the problem is no one cares about A-list celebrities anymore. Like influencers have way more pull than someone like an Eminem. You go back to fucking 1999, Eminem gets swarmed everywhere he goes. But are people really going to be influenced by him like that? Not so much. But you talk about someone like a Aiden Ross or Kai Cenat or whatever, people fucking love them because they're watching them for fucking hours on end. Versus Eminem, you listen to Cleaning Out My Closet, right? Boom, you got 3 minutes of Eminem. You were able to bond with him on that. Cool. But you're not going to get the same level of connection as an influencer because you're watching them for long form content. Same thing with Joe Rogan. Anyone that listens to Joe Rogan long enough knows he has some weird infatuation with the moon landing, bears, and other shit. But that's because they watch him so fucking much. So when you watch someone that much, you tend to kind of take their worldview. So Trump going on Joe Rogan and all these other things, I think was like kind of the linchpin. So the three-part success: number one, X, right? Number two, Rumble with the videos and giving an alternative to YouTube. Number three, using influencers and doing podcasts with them and doing streams. That's what I think really helped Trump get the victory and beat her by a landslide. Now, let's assume Trump didn't use all these tactics. I still think he would have won, but it would have been a way closer fucking race. So, my bad to interrupt you, bro, but I had to get that out there about why I think, and that goes out to show what Don was saying before. Elon has a lot of fucking juice, bro. A lot of juice. He was instrumental in getting Trump in.
No, you're all good, bro. And I still kind of think this actually ties into it. So what I was saying was, when I first saw the Ashley bullshit break, the first thing that I immediately thought was Mossad honeypot. Like as soon as you figure out she's a Jew, that's almost immediately my first, I guess, perspective on the topic. But then also seeing the timelines of when the baby's been born, then you do the maths, you take off 9 months. That it does seem to coincide around that period of when Elon went to Auschwitz. And then when you also consider prior to that, he was posting on X, he was retweeting, I guess what you'd call neo-Nazi white supremacist talking points. And then it just seemed like very rapidly out of nowhere, Elon kind of shifted his tone from being this almost absolutist free speech to where it was like, oh, hold on a second, let's not go so hard, people. I guess I'm just wondering, like, do you give any credence to the idea that Ashley might be a Mossad honeypot? And if so, do you think that's JQ'd Elon at all, given his response to Ashley?
Yeah, I mean, dude, at this point, bro, I don't put anything past the Israelis, man. These are fucking, this is a nation, dude, that puts like bombs in fucking beepers, dude, and does it 10 years prior to detonating them. This is the fucking government that will use the Hannibal Directive and kill their own people to avoid putting themselves in a bad diplomatic position when it comes to hostage negotiations, because they know for every Israeli goes over to Gaza, they got to turn over like 100 Palestinians that they don't want to turn over. So I can't put anything past them anymore. I mean, hell, Mossad's original fucking motto was like, by deception, we will create war. I mean, hell, the news just broke out like what, today or yesterday? Like the whole fucking buses that were that were supposed to get blown up. Remember, dude, it's like it's like everything is falling into place. Dumbass misfit patriot, that fucking fat retarded taco palenque eating right? He fucking goes and says, "Oh, yeah, this is why we need to destroy Hamas. Because look, these guys put a bunch of bombs in these buses, and if they weren't fucking smart enough, they were too stupid that they detonated early." Little does his dumbass know, it was literally that put the fucking bombs on the buses and tried to do a fucking false flag, and they got arrested by the fucking Shin Bet. And for those that are unaware, Shin Bet is the Israeli equivalent of the FBI. So these motherfuckers try to do another false flag, dude. So I can't put anything past false flags, honeypots. It's literally their motto. And the last point I'll make, besides this, just to kind of add more credence to this because people might be thinking, Myron, you're wearing a tinfoil hat right now. Google a guy named Mordecai Vanunu, guys. Mordecai Vanunu. This guy was the one who blew the whistle and exposed the. Guess what happened to him? They fucking had some that he thought was like Italian or whatever, hit him up, say, hey, let's meet in Italy. And his dumb ass goes over there thinking, I'm gonna finally smash. And the next thing he knows, a bunch of niggas with yarmulkes put him in a fucking van and he's going back. And then he's the fucking getting put in a secret court. Dude spends 10 years in solitary confinement, and then he fucking claims asylum and gets the fuck out of it and is free. So that right there is a real life fucking honeypot situation. So I don't put nothing past these dudes literally can and do anything to preserve at any fucking cost. And I'll land the plane with this. Andrew Bustamante, former CIA officer, one thing that will stay with me no matter what, the first time I interviewed him, he told me this. He said, the Israeli Mossad is one of the best intelligence agencies, if not the best in the world, and they will do absolutely anything for the preservation of Israel. If that means killing that means using the Hannibal Directive, they don't care. If that means that they got to do deplorable things and fake false flags or honeypots or whatever, they don't give a fuck. So, dude, at this point, I can't put anything past them, man. I just gave you guys a bunch of examples how.
Yeah, the only follow up question that I would have is just like, in your opinion, like, do you think Elon is now waking up to that, or like, do you think he's just still so totally controlled that it's just not even relevant?
I think it's control, bro. And I'll give you, man, we cooking tonight. But I'll tell you what makes me think that he's controlled. So as you guys remember, Elon gave that speech, and his, autistic ass, he throws the fucking Roman salute, right? So obviously this caused quite a bit of outrage. Everyone was reacting to it, saying, holy shit, because this is like inauguration day, damn near. This is like a day after inauguration day or the day before some shit. So everyone's going nuts, like, oh, look, we got Nazis in the house. Fucking Elon Musk threw a fucking Hail Hitler. And the fucking ADL, yes, the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, that fucking homosexual fag, he fucking goes and tweets and says, hey guys, thank you so much for the concern, but we pretty much can establish that this wasn't done as a Nazi salute. Elon Musk is a friend of the Jewish people, blah, blah, blah. So, dude, if Jonathan Greenblatt is tweeting to defend you after you did a fucking Roman salute, dude, that means you're compromised. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Autistic Frog, like at this point, dude, he knows. Like when Suleiman was up here earlier, we were talking about how there was a stark contrast in how Elon was operating before he went to Auschwitz and stuff. I mean, he clearly knows what's up. And even after that, he has reposted
Don,
or
not to
quote.
interrupt you. When was that shift, dude? Like late 2022, you would say? When did he fucking make that shift and put the yarmulke on and stop being brave?
It was I want to say
Early
it was
2023.
no, it was December 2023 or going into January, I think.
No, he went to Auschwitz, I think, January 2023. So it was very shortly after
No,
that.
man, it was after October 7th, for sure. It was in December of 2023, I'm almost positive.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right it was after October 7th because he did the Lex Friedman podcast and said for every Hamas person you kill, you create like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah,
And it was
exactly.
after that interview that he went to Auschwitz. Right? He had the famous "Go fuck yourself" to Bob Iger, and then boom, next thing you know, he's walking everything back, got the yarmulke on at Auschwitz. You know what I mean?
No,
Doing
for
the walk
sure.
of shame.
And the two other things I was going to say is he has retweeted two things specifically. He quote tweeted the Daryl Cooper Martyr Maid interview with Tucker Carlson, which was basically World War II revisionism.
Oh yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I
And then
Oh
also
shit.
my buddy Uncommon Sense, who, if you follow him, he's got about 275,000 followers. I mean, he posts stuff like saying, that event in the 40s is fake. Like he's outright. And Elon has retweeted him twice recently. And also, he recently retweeted Vincent James, who literally posts about stuff all the time. So, like, this is what I can say. Is he controlled? Yes, he
Oh,
is.
hold on,
Does he?
bro. You just dropped a bomb there that I need to expand a little bit. I don't think the
Go
audience
ahead.
understands. Okay, because not everyone's on X like us and aware. So Daryl Cooper, guys, is a famous historian that went on the Tucker Carlson podcast, I think earlier this year in the summer. So during the podcast, to save you guys a bunch of time, he went on there and basically said that Winston Churchill was actually the worst perpetrator in World War II. And he said a bunch of things that people would be terrified to say on a big platform like that. Like he talked about how Winston Churchill was actually the main antagonizer. Like he had a very base take on World War II, and he did it on Tucker Carlson. That interview ended up getting like millions upon millions upon millions of fucking views. So Elon retweets that fucking interview. And after he retweeted it, like a lot of people didn't like that shit because the word in World War II was trending for like what, a week, Dom? After that interview, you would say?
Yeah, oh yeah, maybe even longer, a few weeks.
Yeah, dude, it was trending for a long ass time. So I'm glad you fucking brought that up, bro, because I completely forgot about that Daryl Cooper interview, man. Because once Elon retweeted it, it fucking blew up, dude.
Absolutely, and my point is that like there's enough signs where I can tell you definitively he fucking knows what's up for sure. I mean, dude, yeah, I understand people don't think that he threw a Roman, but somewhere in his subconscious he fucking did. So I'm just saying that he knows what's up as far as like Jewish people having a lot of power, especially disproportionate to their reported, size. And I also think he is still controlled. But dude, let's just be real. This Ashley situation definitely is going to make him be more like fuck these people. Especially with all this cash and with this whole like 600 grand to the publicist and this anti-Trump lawyer who apparently is from Israel and involved with some intelligence agency. It's like, for sure Elon Musk right now is like, unfollow this bitch. That's what he's saying to himself. There's no doubt. That's just my theory.
No, dude, you're right, bro. And now that I think about it, saying Bob Iger could go fuck himself, having the ADL pull his interviews, saying that you create more Hamas fighters every time you kill one on the Lex Friedman podcast, retweeting the fucking Daryl Cooper interview. I think all of
Oh,
that like
dude,
put him in the sandbox.
I have one last thing to say too, and this was just about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I know the AFD. For any of you guys that don't know, AFD is supposed to be the quote unquote far right party in Germany. The only problem is they're ran by a lesbian that's married to a migrant or whatever, and they're like
What the
Zionists.
fuck,
But yeah, oh yeah, dude, that's the
bro?
leadership of the
What?
AFD. Yeah, dude, look here. We'll talk about that later though, because I want to make this main
Bro,
point.
didn't
Yeah.
you know that?
Elon, yeah. So Elon Musk does a speech virtually to the AFD party and all these fans. And bro, Myron, in the fucking speech, he's like, everyone, it's time to stop feeling sorry about the past. He's like, I don't care what your grandparents did. I don't care what your parents did. It's okay to move forward. Be proud to be German. Like he was dog whistling hard, basically to be like, yo, forget the fact that you guys we're moving forward. Be proud to be German. So yeah, dude, he's been on a roll lately. It's kind of fucking weird.
That's crazy, bro. And I think he did that in a Twitter space. I remember what you're saying, dude. Having a woman as the leader of a far right movement, bro, is like having a NASA trying to write code or some shit. Like, dude, it makes no sense. Like, what the going on here, man? Holy shit! It
Yeah,
just goes to
and she's
show,
lesbian.
dude. And she's lesbian, dude. That just goes to show how far fucking Germany has fallen. Like, their far right is a Zionist lesbian woman. Like, dude, Germany has fallen so fucking hard, bro. It's literally cooked. It's cooked to the max. They never recovered after World War II. I think they're still paying reparations after World War II. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Isn't it a crime to even talk about to Germany or say anything about it?
Yep.
That like it's denying it in any way. Like even if you say, "Hey, I don't think it was 6 million," you could get put in jail for that shit. Pretty sure they got strict laws on that.
Yeah, strict hate speech laws, anti-Semitism laws. You can't question the Holocaust. You can't speak ill about people. That's literally been in effect since the end of World War II.
It's banned in
Yeah, they've been
Australia
doing
too,
a lot
right?
of raids lately in the past few weeks over there.
It's banned in Australia too, right,
Dude,
bro?
yeah, they just
Yeah,
passed a law in Australia about
my
3 days
country's fully
ago.
fucked.
Hold on, they
My
just passed.
country is entirely fucked, bro.
Let
We've
me just
had
say,
if I go ahead, sorry.
yeah, so they just passed a law like 3 days ago, inciting hate law, where it's punishable up to 2 years just to even like insult an individual or a group based on their race. So yeah, there's already people. I have a friend from Australia that already mentioned that he knows two guys that got arrested today. And I mean, I'm talking about like for not doing
Wow.
anything. Yeah, man, and also no, like the National Socialist Network or whatever they're called from Australia, which is like guys like what the hell's his name? Joel Davis,
Joel Davis,
Oh
Sam,
Thomas
yeah,
More.
yeah, dude, they
all
all
those
got banned.
guys. Yeah, they got banned, but here's the thing: they got banned at the request of the Australian government. So, like, all the things that Elon was saying that he wasn't going to do, he's now kind of like,
Oh, check this out. This is
it
why Rumble
sucks,
is better
dude.
than X. Thank you, Don, for bringing that up. Guys, if you guys are wondering, yo, what's better, Rumble or X? This is why Rumble's better, and I'll tell you guys right now. So Rumble has gotten threatening letters from the UK, Russia, Brazil, and a bunch of other places, France, saying, if you don't ban this creator, you cannot operate in our country anymore. Right? Or they said that they're gonna sue them or some shit. So what Chris Pavlovsky did instead, he said, all right, fuck you guys. We're not gonna have Rumble in your country. And he literally pulled out. Instead of canceling a creator who might or might not even be worth it, probably some small channel with 1,000 fucking followers, like he would rather lose business in a country than ban one creator. And that's why I fucking love Chris so much. That dude stands by what he says when he comes to freedom of speech. Meanwhile, we see Elon like bending over backwards and complying with these fucking countries and allowing them to censor people, if they ask it. Like I'm sure, like I remember I posted something and I got a visibility limited, and I looked at it, and the email said like, "Hey, your post is banned in fucking Europe, and it's been taken down over there." I was like, "What the fuck?" But that just goes to show Elon literally plays ball with all these other governments, and he doesn't really stand for free speech like that. Versus Chris Pavlovsky actually does. He will pull out of a country instead of banning a creator, and that's real nigga shit. That's
Hey,
why.
Myron, do you think
That's
it's
why
possible?
Rumble is superior to X.
Oh, I was going to ask, do you think it's possible that those governments they might have some dirt on Elon that it's probably why he's
Nah, bro.
complying so much
Australia
Nah,
with
has
them?
no dirt
it's
on Elon.
strictly influence, bro. It's strictly influence. Like it's very obvious that fucking Elon's trying to become a trillionaire and have like world dominance. So I think it's strictly for more influence and power. Because keep in mind, guys, Twitter's the #1 political app in the world. So like news app. So he wants to keep maintaining that, and that's pretty much contingent upon him being able to operate in different countries. So I think for him, that's his thing. I mean, I'm sure there's people that got dirt on him too. But I think his main thing is he wants to make money and be able to have an enormous amount of power.
Like, didn't like you guys remember that thing that happened with Brazil about the whole free speech thing? But like he eventually bent the knee, right, and banned the
Yeah, but
people that.
that issue was not about anti-Semitism. Like that's the thing
Oh
is,
yeah, yeah, true, true.
if it was about anti-Semitism in Brazil, I'm sure it'd probably still be fucking banned. So they were trying to ban it outright, which obviously is a problem for a country of that size.
And dude,
I
if
mean,
America keeps going in this route, we're gonna be just like Australia and all these other countries that now they're trying to fucking say
Yeah.
that's
Oh, dude, I
literally
want to
standard
mention this. I
Australia.
want to mention this too, Myron. Like I don't know if you've noticed. I don't even like to talk about this fucking misfit guy because he's probably the most bad faith actor on this entire website. But, dude,
bro,
what's
the
her
guy is
name?
cancer,
Defiantly
bro.
free. What's her Insurrection Barbie lately, bro? Once you destroyed her in that little debate on his face, dude. If you go to her page, every single other post is. And it's like, how obvious of an influence campaign is this? These people, though, especially the ones that have like over 800,000 followers, they're clearly just being fucking paid. And I'm telling you, because notice, man, like plenty of people before Trump won, they were against what was going on in Gaza. They thought that, any militaristic intervention by the US was totally out of line. Now, I feel like all these people are just like, yeah, fuck it. They've totally abandoned it and like this total pro. It's been bad, dude. Go
Oh,
look at her post, man. It's
dude,
crazy.
dude, I'm glad you brought that up, man. And you guys better fucking retweet this space, by the way. Me and Dom are cooking right now, keeping you motherfuckers entertained at 3 o'clock in the morning. You guys are gonna get a dynamic conversation like this anywhere else. So fucking retweet the space. But anyway, I digress. Yes, dude, that insurrection Barbie woman that you're talking about, it's like me and fucking Dom are like telepathically talking to each other. So for the people in here, right, that like don't know what Dom's talking about. Last week, before I went on a Tim Pool podcast, I got in like this fucking heated ass debate with this fucking bitch named Insurrection Barbie, right? And she comes into the space, and I had been talking about JFK and how there were all over it. So she obviously doesn't like that. She gets a mic, she comes up. Jordan, I think you were there actually. You were co-hosting this shit, Jordan. You're my witness. So she comes up and she says, "Oh, like what evidence do you have that JFK was killed by blah blah?" And I'm like, "Dumb, I didn't say he was killed. There's fingerprints all over it. Mossad wanted him gone. The Italian mafia wanted him gone. CIA wanted him gone." And then she goes and says into this whole fucking tirade and says, "Well, how can you explain that RFK was killed by Sirhan Sirhan? a Muslim Palestinian. And then she goes on a whole rant about Islam and how Muslims are violent, whatever. And I'm like, bro, this isn't a religious conversation, you dumb. Number one, and then number two, Sirhan was a Christian. He was actually not Muslim, and to top it off, he didn't kill RFK. It was somebody else that killed RFK, and even RFK Jr. his fucking self, the head of the HHS, said in an interview with I think Bill Maher. He literally said, "There's no way that Sirhan killed my father because when he shot those shots, he was in front of my dad." And the shots that killed my father came from behind. He got shot in the back of the head and I think in the shoulder. Those were the kill shots. Sirhan, I think only got like 2 or 3 shots off. Then he got tackled. But when they looked at the bullets on the walls, the bullets didn't add up. So someone else shot besides Sirhan. And I was explaining this to her, and she didn't even like. She looked like a fucking idiot, and I embarrassed her in front of the space. Now, anytime I join a space and she's in there as co-host, I never get allowed out to speak ever since then. And I didn't even know who this bitch was, but I literally embarrassed her with like 5,000 people in a space, showing how much of an idiot she is, and she doesn't even know that Sirhan was not the killer of RFK. This is widely fucking known, and even RFK Jr. to this fucking day says that Sirhan didn't kill his father, and he's been trying to get him out of prison.
Bro, it was the calmest you've ever been, too, because you knew that there was a big audience and you knew also that your information was dismantling her and it was embarrassing. And I never paid attention to her ever. I'd never even fucking seen her shit. But once I paid attention to that and then I looked at her post, I was like, dude,
She's a
this is a
fucking retard.
propagandist. Yeah,
Well, you know what? She
ridiculous.
actually didn't really talk too much about it until she started getting pulled into stealth spaces. Now she co-hosts with Stealth like almost every day. Before, she was kind of more just anti like Sharia law. She brought up a lot of the Muslim kind of talking points or whatever. But now I see what you're saying. She's been definitely taking that route. And she's been co-hosting with Stealth every day.
Yeah, dude, I think I like fucking embarrassed her really bad because I remember when I was
It
like
was
schooling
20.
her
It was
on this.
22,000, Myron. It was a lot more than 5K. That was probably one of the biggest spaces I've ever done.
Well, there were 22K in there? No way.
22,705. Yeah, total amount that watched was like almost 140,000. It was a lot.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, because and thanks for having my back, by the way, Jordan. Because I know you were moderating that shit. And it was a nightmare, but you helped me with getting my points out because the bitch kept interrupting me. But yeah, dude. Ever since that day, this was like a week or two ago. She's just been like posting all the time, like trying to. Yeah, dude. Ever since that day, this was like a week or two ago. She's just been like posting all the time, like trying to about shit, and it's just like, dude, like, look, take the L. And now, if I join a space and she's the co-host, dude, they will not give me a mic. It's fucking crazy. They will not.
Yeah, the telltale sign of someone's pushing fucking has bar propaganda is that they constantly talk about Sharia law, but they live in the United States. Look, I am not someone that supports fucking Sharia law. Quite frankly, like, I want nothing to do with anybody that's not American, straight up. But you know, those are the talking points for, and they're just constantly bringing it up. And that's the thing. Like, you know, it's a paid mark if that's all they fucking talk about. And then every third post is we're brothers. And oh, if you love, oh, and if you're a Christian and don't love. Like when they're hitting you with every avenue, bro, they're a paid operative.
Bro,
So yeah,
it's
insurrection fucking idiot is my ass.
dude, it's hilarious because when I was having that discussion, and Jordan's my witness, bro, I did not bring religion up not one fucking time when I was talking about JFK and RFK, and then she brings it to fucking Islam, and then like I had to like remind her, like, bitch, like Sirhan was actually a Christian, even though this isn't a fucking religious conversation. So she looked really stupid, and that's the thing, bro. These women, like, this is what I mean when I say women should never be in a space debating, dude. Whether conservative or liberal, they're fucking. I posted a thing in the fucking nest right now. There's a clip going around that Destiny posted where he absolutely embarrasses Emily Saves America. And the thing is that she actually could have made a good argument, but since she's so dumb, she couldn't counter anything. And for those that are just joining, because I see that we doubled like people in here, I'll quickly remind y'all. So basically, she says that the liberals always complain about Trump being a convicted felon, blah blah blah, but then they'll go ahead and respect someone like a George Floyd, who is also a convicted felon. Then Destiny, intelligently responds and says, well, George Floyd isn't running for fucking president of the United States. And instead of Emily saying a good response like, well, okay, let's talk about the Biden crime family. Let's talk about the Clintons, rug pulling Haiti. Like, let's talk about that. Her dumbass says, oh yeah, I'm just like giving an example, like I'm like joking or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, holy fuck, I literally just had, as I was watching the video, I like face palmed and I said, you stupid. Like, this is why conservative women should never be fucking debating, bro. Like, you're literally on Pierce Morgan, one of the biggest shows, and you can't even make a simple argument to Destiny, and he just completely owns you. When you actually had more leverage to talk shit about Democrats committing crimes. And it's like, dude, I hate when fucking women debate on behalf, liberal or fucking conservative. And the Insurrection Woman, Emily Saves America, these bitches are stupid, bro. It's literally embarrassing.
Yeah, I think overall, man, that people really shouldn't be debating unless they're skilled and knowledgeable enough to be doing it. Because in reality, I know a lot of times people want to get some notoriety, people want to be on shows, people want to, have all the advantages that come with
She
that.
only
But the
gets invited
truth
because she's
is,
blonde and attractive. That's the only
yeah,
reason she's even in the
oh, for
space.
sure.
And
But it's like if you do a bad job, man, your ideologies and the values and the things that you care about, they actually get shit on, and it actually is worse. It's worse for your cause, you know?
yeah, and that actually dovetails perfectly into today's topic with Ashley St. Clair. I was explaining how like people like her and Emily Saves America, they all get kind of like a pass because they're like conservative women, but alleged conservative women, but like they're all fucking shows, dude. It's a scam. So it's like look, if there's women in the conservative space, I like it because it's good to have like kind of role models. But when it comes to like debating adversaries on the left, where like you really need to be on point to not make our movement look stupid, then dude, they shouldn't be debating because this is why MAGA, conservatives, anyone in the right wing get called like, whenever we debate the liberals, like the liberals are able to use like certain vernacular, they're able to appeal to emotion, they're able to speak better and convey their ideas better. And then people on the right are just stupid. So like they can't properly articulate themselves to the same degree as the leftists because the leftists, value higher education more. They think a college degree matters more. So they use that fucking academia language and talking points to make the MAGA person look like an idiot, even though the MAGA person actually is correct in their assessment in the debate. Because when you're conservative, you typically tend to have reality and biology on your side. You're a realist. But this is how we lose the fucking movement when you have idiots like that debating liberals, making us look dumb. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's like it needs to be. It can't be guys like Misfit Patriot and fucking Emily Saves America trying to do the arguments for our side. Because of course we're gonna get destroyed. And actually, just real quick, Nick actually shared this on his Telegram. It said, "What impresses people is being aesthetic, wealthy, and well spoken. Don't be trying to impress your buddies doing a stale edgelord joke. Impress me and normal people by being handsome, fit, intelligent, and wealthy." And that's kind of the truth. Like people, a lot of the people that are going to be, if you consider yourself conservative, you want people that are representing us that are intelligent, that look good, that are well prepared, and they're not dumb fucks. And too often, we have the least, really poor representation of us that are often going to bat for us. So yeah, it needs to change for sure, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's Maze, welcome to the space, by the way. Let's see, one of the few females on Twitter I respect. What's I guess did you have anything you wanted to add? I know you've been patiently waiting. And then we could bring some other people up as well.
Well, just on the whole, usually whenever it's a Christian right wing that's batting for that hard, it's usually tied to being the evangelicals. And, just a couple of questions, and you can find out and zoom in the angle that they're coming from. But I think that, just in her case specifically, it was more about she is Christian, I think, according to a post that I saw, but I think it's more just about the whole Islam rhetoric, which Stealth has been reaching out to. I mean, I don't know if it's intentional, but she reaches out and tries to pull all the people from my spaces into her space, and she'll like co-host them and shit, and like
She never lets
try
me
to.
up too. It's fucking gay.
She she doesn't let you up,
She never. Yeah, I think she's
because
because
she.
the insurrection's there and they're terrified. But my bad. Keep going.
Yeah, probably. But no, that's what I was gonna say is that I don't know if that's the case with her, if she's an evangelical or if she's just anti-Muslim. But yeah, that was it.
All right, let's call on some people and get different takes here. Um,
I got some people up. I brought some people up here. I'll bring
oh, you
some
did?
up.
Okay, who do you want to go to, Jordan?
Esteban, I know him. He's usually around, and I'll get Samuel right after.
All right, is Milo still coming in, or should I text him, or is this?
Text him. I DM'd him. I told him to join. I also texted Zerka too, but Zerka, you know him.
Yeah, bro. He was, dude. He's the reason I started this shit earlier. Apparently, it's his birthday right now. That fag.
Yeah, he's probably with fucking Mike.
Mike who?
Heel Mike.
Oh no, they're done, bro.
I don't think they chill anymore. I hope not.
Well, yeah, probably ever since that podcast fight. I remember that.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. He's gonna come back on Fresh of It soon. I was just coordinating some stuff with him. But yeah, who do you want to go to next? You and Dom. You guys pick. I'm gonna step away real quick from the phone.
Got you. Esteban and Ishan, go ahead. Whichever one of you guys are ready to go.
Yeah, just wanted to chime in about Claire's situation. I was optimistic at first, but now I'm realizing Elon's really fucked.
Why do you say that?
He's kind of in a corner.
Did you hear what I was saying earlier?
Yeah, I heard all of that. It made a lot of sense. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's fucked too, bro. As much as I want him to
like he's
win.
in a really bad corner.
Yeah, I think he's cooked. I'll bring
I
Dr.
just wanted to
Jekyll. I'll
keep it
bring you
short. I
back up.
really appreciate you guys.
But if you be a retard again, bro, this is your chance to speak finally. We'll go to Eshan first because he's been patient, bro. What's up? Welcome.
He's just between a rock and a hard place. He'll be right with you. Ooh,
What
baby
the
girl.
fuck?
Oh, hey, Maze. Hey, it's your kid. It's your kid. Yeah. We keep it
Okay,
ashy,
hold on, dude.
ashy
Hold
Larry.
on, bro. What the fuck? Okay, Eshan, it doesn't look like
What?
he's there. Go ahead, Jekyll. Whatever you got to say.
I love you, man. Jordan is my lawyer.
Bro, these guys are cooked, bro.
Yeah,
What's
bro.
up, guys?
This is the guy. This Jekyll nigga, bro. This is the type of guy. Like when he went to school, they wouldn't let him have a metal fork, bro. They gave him a plastic one that was orange. You know what I mean? So
Bro,
that,
this motherfucker wasn't even allowed in school, dude. He
bro,
was in one of those like suspension camps.
bro. Why the fuck do we keep getting Jordan? What the fuck, man? I'm blaming this on you, bro.
Eson's a
Yo,
good dude. What's up, man? Can you
I'm
Hey,
hear
starting
what's
to
up,
us?
think you're
man? How you guys
conspiring
doing?
with these man to sabotage the space or get some kind of entertainment, man. Like these motherfuckers are coming in here, fucking orange spoon using, drooling, short bus fucking riding idiots, dude.
Bro, it all started when you said that this dude went to Italy, thought he was gonna get fucked, and got dragged back to Israel by a bunch of niggas in yarmulkes. That's when I lost it, dog. I'm not gonna lie, I lost.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, nigga exposed to nuclear weapons and he thought he was gonna get some nuclear pussy and he ends up in fucking Tel Aviv, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, guys, is Mordecai Vanunu, bro. Google that guy, bro. That nigga thought he was gonna get some pussy in Europe. He ain't getting no pussy in Europe, bro.
Yeah, nigga woke up in Tel Aviv, bro. That's just
Yo, I'm telling you, man. Them niggas hit him with the fucking Agent 47 chloroform. Yo,
bro. No, I'm dying.
the way these are, bro, knowing how cheap they are, bro, they probably even let him put his dick in that bitch, man. Them niggas jumped on him when he was in the bedroom, bro. Fuck, man.
Bro, the worst part is like people don't know. So like you go for your pilgrimage at like 18 or something to right? And like, bro, people the reason why they say Mossad is so good is because they'll take the most attractive women and put them in Mossad at 18. Like and train them until they're like 24 and turn them into literal like goddesses, but they will kill you if they get the chance. Like that shit is not a joke, bro. That shit is very real. And like the fact that that happened to him, I believe it. Like I definitely believe it. He got chloroformed, woke up, and the first thing he saw was Jerusalem, bro. Like dead ass.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. That nigga thought he was gonna touch some pussy, he ends up touching the wall, bro. Like, damn. Yeah, like it's just cooked, man.
Got chloroformed and woke up at the wall.
Bro, I'm telling you, yo, it's gonna happen to me one day, bro. They're gonna send a big booty Latina bitch to this fucking show, and I'm gonna think I'm smashing. I wake up in a fucking shin bet room, dude. Like dude. If I ever end up in Israel, man, it's GG's for me, bro.
Wait, who are you guys talking about?
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Myron, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I
Jordan
got
is
you.
laughing right now. It's Mordecai something. I don't know the
Yeah,
last
I'll
name.
explain the joke. But basically, well, we were talking about Elon getting honey trapped by fucking Ashley St. Clair, and someone said, "Hey, would you like put it past Israel to honey trap Elon?" And I was like, "Bro, there was a dude named Mordecai Vanunu. You guys can all Google him now, right? He fucking like blew the whistle right? And he actually, fun fact for you guys, he actually was going to sell it to the newspaper that Ghislaine Maxwell's father owned. So that dude finds out that this fucking guy Vanunu has the pictures of these nukes. He tells Mossad. Mossad gets one of their bad bitches to talk to this guy. She lures him to Italy. He thinks he's gonna get pussy. Next thing you know, dudes with yarmulkes pull up and throw him in a fucking van, and he's in Israel the next day, bro. Could you imagine? You're about to get the pussy from this bitch. You think she's an American, and you know you just hear da 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 da. You're like, oh, that shit's bumping, and then boom, dudes in fucking yarmulkes just come and grab your dumbass, throw you in the back, hit you with that chloroform, and you fucking next thing you know, you went from Rome, Italy, to fucking Tel Aviv, and you're waking up in a padded room, wondering what the fuck happened. You didn't even get your dick wet. It's like, dude, that's a hell. So I don't put nothing past these.
That's fucking hilarious. But tonight was a pretty expensive night for me, man. I went to the gym, and I don't know how we got to. I was in the sauna. We started talking about politics and then Hitler and all of that. There was some 20-year-old kid there, and he's like, I go to college, and I don't, he doesn't know what he wants to do. So I was like, man, you should be a lawyer. And and then I became a Jew, and I was like, listen, if you actually go to law school, I'll pay for your law school. So I did offer that to him, and I'm gonna be looks like I'm gonna be paying for his law school, moving forward. But I think that's a good. I think it was good. It's to a good cause. It's something that we should do on our side, where young people should be influenced by pro America people, people at least people who are capable of doing such doing things like that. Like if God put me in a position where I can help others, especially the people that my values align with, I think it's my responsibility to do so. But yeah, tonight was a pretty expensive night, but a pretty good night. I had a long conversation with a whole group of people at the gym, and a lot of them were based. I got a lot of people red pilled, and people got people to look into translated speeches. So it's a kind of a fun kind of night. But I think that I talk, we talk about a lot of things on these spaces, and I want to kind of focus on things that we can do to have an impact for our fight, and our the fight for our side. And I've been doing a lot of thinking on that, and one of the things that conclusions that I came to is that 2025. I'm just going to focus on stacking as much money as I can, putting together as much money aside that I can put into political um different political arenas, and and also identify people who are like-minded, not just on X and social media, but actually in real in the real life, like the gym and places that I go to, the car shops and my businesses. I want to do more engage more networking, and then find people, young people, who are hungry, and bring them onto our movement, and open their eyes into the lies that are being fed to us. So I had a pretty good day on that, I think. Just wanted to share that with you guys.
Hey, yo, Myron, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm gonna step away from the phone real quick, but just
Yeah, we got it.
okay, you guys got it. Thanks.
Yeah, Alex Jones
So,
used to be base as fuck, and he's a guy, now he's kind of cooked.
JDI. So what were you saying about white privilege?
Look at you.
I know, right? This is like the third time. I don't know. Maybe third time's a charm. I don't know. Just keep on getting booted. Just like total disrespect. It's crazy.
It's almost like you're the minority, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy work, right?
Yeah, I was dating this Mexican once, and she took me to like a Mexican bar, as a white person. And I just remember, like all these Mexican guys just like looking down, almost like spitting on me. It's kind of a cool experience, honestly.
What?
I like JDI, by the way. I didn't mean to take him down on purpose. He just
It's
was.
John Dave Irving, by the way.
I know. But JDI is kind of a cool name.
Yeah, it's like John Dave Irving.
Yo, what's up,
JDI.
John? How you been, man? Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You're sounding really bass now. I'm really kind of regretting voting for Rocky. So
Oh man, that was fucked
I wish
up,
I could
bro.
take it
That
back,
was
dude.
fucked up.
And then I campaigned for him and everything. So I got a lot of votes for him.
Yeah. Well, he's a fat fucking loser. And
Myron, are you still here?
What was that?
I was
Aren't
asking
you
if
guys
Myron
doing
He's
was
like a
still
around.
new
here.
He's
district or
around.
something?
You need something?
No, he just interviewed David Icke the other day, and I was interested in kind of hearing about old David. That's all.
Who
Let me see.
did? Who interviewed
Let me see if
David
he's
Icke?
available. Hold on.
He fucking Myron did.
What? I missed it.
Yeah.
Holy
Yep. He
shit.
he interviewed him at a weird time though. It was like two. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a weird time.
Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning. It was right after. It was right at before
It
we
wasn't.
talked.
No, it was like no. It was like 11 a.m. or something. But
Yeah,
normally,
that's early, bro.
yeah, no, it was a weird time for Myron for sure. But it was pretty good. It was pretty dry.
That's
I
when I
mean,
saw it.
it
Oh
was
my
pretty
god. I'm
dry.
about to get off
It
right
was
now just
pretty
so I can go
fucking
watch it.
dry. I will say that because David's kind of old, but it was good.
Listen, man, I have a clip of David right now from like 1994 talking about shit that people couldn't even articulate into words now in this day and age, right? Like everything from about the global monetary system. I mean, he broke it down. Like I even think he said tokenized. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking about one world government. The like he hit on everything that has materialized since then. It's
He's good
fascinating.
for sure, but he's like, I
But
mean,
where
I
did he
like
even
him.
get it from?
He's an ultimate black pill, though. Like, if
I
you
mean, yeah, I don't believe
seriously
about the
fucking
reptile
hate,
shit. I can't. I
if you
can't.
really want to hate life, like he is a contrarian about everything. Like David Icke fucking hates everything. He is good and he is right about a lot of stuff, but man, he fucking hates everything. If you guys are aware of his work, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, no, I am. So he okay, like I don't think he wants to be right. I guess the part that I struggle with, and I can't wait to see if Myron asked him about it. Was whether or not like he if y'all got into the whole reptilian thing. See, I mean, I get it.
All right,
The
I'm back. No, we didn't do the reptilian thing. I talked more about current events.
Okay, so his current events, I mean, to be honest with you, he was on point with a lot of shit from way back in the 90s. He called out everything that's happening right now.
He's on point for sure. His political takes are very good. I agree with him right now more than quite a few people because he's not a simp for Elon Musk and he's not a simp for Trump. Now, it doesn't mean I hate Trump and I don't even hate Elon Musk, but he's willing to keep it real. I do think the reptilian shit is kind of fucked up, but I don't really know anything about it to be honest.
Well, basically, the Sumerian tablets say that back in Mesopotamia, like there were these, they're called the Anunnaki. They were gods that came from the sky. Long story short, he thinks that, taking from those stories, which by the way would kind of conflict with some of the timelines in the Bible, and it still has some of this, it has some of the stories of the Bible. So this is where it all gets like really the whole religious aspect of it, if those tablets are true and they're actually from over 12,000 years ago, then what was written in the Bible would then by default be wrong. I mean, it's the Epic of Gilgamesh is the same story as Noah. Anyway, long story short, what he's saying is that the people that came from the sky are they're reptilians, and that they are off planet, but they're the controllers of they're the what do you call it, the archons. They're the ones that created the matrix of sorts, and that the manipulation and everything that is being done to the humans is by default, or not by
So
default,
are the
by them.
Anunnaki reptilians or are they different?
Well, that's what he's claiming, and I think that there is somewhere
See,
in
this is
there.
just
I
like
think.
too. I
Uh,
don't think he's all. He probably. I know he's a really smart dude, but like that type of stuff, I don't know if my brain's just too small for it. But there's just like a level of schizo to it that I just can't fucking do.
yeah, I'm
Like I
not.
just
I
can't do
When
it.
when we had him on, and I'll post a link in here. When we had him on, we did it on Rumble because he's banned everywhere. But we asked him about the Rumble.
You just broke up, buddy. So you got to repeat
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, wow. He just literally mentioned his name and poof.
Dude, the lizard people just
Oh,
took him
can you guys hear me?
out.
Did I cut off there?
No, dude, the lizard people took you all the way out for like 20 seconds. So
My bad. My
Si
bad.
llama tough
we
people, man.
lost you
Si
I was
at
llama
we
tough
lost you
people.
at Rumble because he's banned.
My bad. Yeah. So I had him on Rumble. I was trying to open it up to get the link for you guys. But yeah, I had him on Rumble. We had a good conversation. We stuck with current events mostly. I didn't even touch the reptilian stuff because we had limited time. So we just covered mostly COVID, the London real stuff,
Controlled.
getting banned, MAGA, tech infiltrating, Peter Thiel, uh, control, that type of shit. The Zionist lobby, 9/11. That's how he got censored for that shit too. He's definitely based on the Jewish shit. But what I was going to say was, uh, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say now. I just lost my train of thought. Let me get the video for you guys and put it in a nest. But keep going, Dom.
I mean, He's a big time contrarian. So like I was saying earlier that he basically fucking hates everything. So well, the funny thing about that is he hates all the things I hate. So I mean that's cool. But he also like really hates religion and some other things that I think are just like, pretty joyous, good things. But no, he's an
Well, he's
interesting
saying that
guy.
it's a lie.
I-
Okay, well, let
If
me tell you
anybody
where it's interesting because he's highlighting something that I think is important. Now, whether the religion, the content of it is true or not is one thing. I mean, everybody teaches his own. But because people believe in it and it is something that transcends their perception, and it's a very it's probably a very it's a brilliant exploitation point because it's clenched in. You have a cluster of like 3 billion people for this religion, another one. And so in essence, if people can begin to believe the stories that they're circulating, it is something that moves them. They move as a pact. And so that's what he says about that is actually true and compelling. But yeah, I think he thinks that it was all created by the Anunnaki to control people.
One thing is that David Icke has a very interesting relationship with Alex Jones that Myron and him talked about a bit, but they were very long time. I guess allies you'd call him. He was constantly on. I think he was on Alex Jones's program quite a few times. But then, and they were aligned on quite a few things. But now, David Icke is like one of the most arduous Alex Jones critics, and rightfully so, just because David Icke is very against this whole like transhumanist brain chip rocket man. The whole thing with Elon Musk and. I think a lot of the corporate takeover from the government, and I don't think he likes Trump very much. So it's interesting to hear. You should look up some posts from David Icke about Alex Jones. They're pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I heard some clips the other day, where he had basically he I don't know if he's basically showing the hypocrisy, I think, of what he thought Alex Jones is being a hypocrite. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, but I will tell you that one of the things about him, and he was like the person that pretty much was if there was anyone that was ahead of Alex Jones, I think it was David Icke. But they were on the same page, and I think that David Icke never got bought out, and I think that maybe the legal trouble that Alex faced might have something to do with his positions today. I'm not sure though. It's just speculation.
I mean, I actually know why Alex is the way he is. Basically, he wasn't expecting to be brought back onto major platforms. Elon Musk brought him back on, and then now Alex Jones is one of the top 10 boosted accounts on the platform. So, Alex doesn't get to really keep his money, but his account's monetized, and I promise you, with the type of engagement he gets, he's for sure getting at least $10,000 to $15,000, probably every single paycheck from X. So. I mean, I have sort of internal knowledge of some of the things that go on at InfoWars. Alex Jones loves fucking Elon Musk because he's being boosted and his material and his live stream is being seen more than it has been in 30 years. So, I mean, now, unfortunately, his takes are totally diluted and they're very establishment. Watching Alex Jones is like watching fucking Sean Hannity. So, I mean, yeah, he's for sure doing very well, but you make him deal with the devil, and now he's kind of paying a cost reputationally.
So you do think he made a deal with the devil? And you think it's
Well,
because
no,
of
I
his
just think that
platform?
he's sold out. I think when I say that, that's just a figure of speech. I think
No,
that
I
he's
know.
sold out to. I think ultimately he sold
I
out
can.
many of his principles ever since he got mainstream platformed again. That's all.
Yeah, like what it was is he basically the way he justified. I remember he said this on the broadcast. He said, "Hey, if I'm getting attacked, right, and 1,000 pound gorilla comes in and attacks my attackers, well, that's my friend. So you're damn right. I'm going to support the people that are taking on that 1,000 pound gorilla. I think he means the deep state. So to him, he looks at it like, look, Elon and Trump made some of his enemies go away, so he has allegiance to them. But obviously, that comes at kind of a cost because your whole brand is based around going after globalists, and Elon Musk is one of the biggest fucking globalists you could think of. So, You can't sit there and like shit on George Soros all day or Bill Gates or whatever when the reality is like Elon Musk is actually far more guilty of the globalist agenda than Bill Gates or any of these guys. So it is what it is. Another thing I want to say, I just posted a David Icke interview now, guys. It's up in the nest. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to check it out. But it was a good interview. Timestamps are in the description. It was a 2-hour long conversation. So I tried to focus more on like current events and stuff like that. But it was definitely good talking to him, man. I consider him like the British version of Alex Jones, but definitely based on a lot of stuff. Knows about which obviously I think honestly at this point, dude, my way to see if someone is real is are they willing to talk about or criticize. Not willing to criticize Israel, bro. I don't take them legitimately when it comes to political commentary. Like I might watch them here and there. Like I watch Benny Johnson every now and then. I watch Bongino every now and then. I watch Crowd every now and then. But like the one thing that is kind of frustrating with these guys, and PBD, etc. The thing that frustrates me about a lot of these big conservative creators is like, bro, none of them will ever touch like they just won't do it. You know what I mean? So, or if the topic does come up, they quickly move past it. So, like to me, I look at it like, dude, there's only like a few guys in the conservative space, especially guys that like are like obviously there's a lot of people that are critical of but like as far as like people that are like that like because my thing is, bro, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't take like I like X a lot, but this is more like a recreational app for me. Like this is not like my main platform. My main platform is YouTube and Rumble. I'm a video long form podcaster. That is my niche. That is what I do. Male self improvement, politics, cultural commentary. That is my niche. That's what I do. So X doesn't really facilitate that the same way. So for me, I'm on here just for whatever. But when I look at like other commentators, right, that do the same shit that I do, long form podcast type content, dude, I can only think of like one or two other people that do it. And the only people I can think of that have like over 100,000 subscribers or followers are me, Nick Fuentes, and like Candace Owens. I can't think, obviously, there's a bunch of people here on X. So that's different. But when I mean like long form podcaster, type people, unless anyone else can think of anybody, but anyone else that has a big play. Dave Smith too. Dave Smith. But everyone else, dude,
Very, very, very few people do long
Ian
form.
Carroll.
Very short form.
who?
Ian Carroll. I think he's.
But yeah, he does. But
Yeah,
he doesn't even
that's
take
short
YouTube
He
serious
form
does
like
though.
that.
short
Yeah.
form. His
Yeah,
short form.
he
That's
does short form.
TikTok, IG, and X for the most
I
part.
I love Ian Carroll though. Like I've brought him on my show multiple times. He's like one of my favorite people to interview. So, but he doesn't really like do long form like that much. Like most people that are like based on the Jews,
Elijah
they're mostly on
Schaefer,
X.
we give it to
That's
him too. Elijah.
What
yeah,
about
yeah,
what
yeah.
about Insurrection Barbie?
Ha ha ha. But yeah, I mean, I can't really think of many other. Yeah, Elijah Schaefer too. But like as far as like long form podcast stuff, bro, nobody touches it, dude. Obviously, that's another reason too why I like X so much because on X, like, bro, all of us can unite, so it's great.
Did you see Elon retweet Insurrection Barbie, by the way?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised,
He
bro.
He
does it
He's
all
does
too
it
the
every
time.
talented.
day.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna repost her because she's a stupid. Like, of course,
Well, he
like,
did. Yeah.
like, dude, the best thing you can be, right? And this is me coming in as like an outsider, right? Keep in mind, guys, like. I am not a political commentator. That is not my niche. My niche is male self improvement, getting dudes in shape, teach them how to get bitches, be attractive, that type of thing. That is my niche, right? On X, I have a very strong political stance because X is more for politics. So I kind of keep the hoes and the bitches out there unless I'm making fun of them. But political commentary isn't my niche. So when I came in, I kind of came in with my eyes wide open, like kind of being able to see shit, right? Because it's one thing if you're there for a while and you kind of just forget how things are. But when you come in as someone that's like this isn't your niche. You're able to look at things objectively. And the number one thing I noticed when it comes to conservative media in the United States, anything long form, podcast form, etc., not short form, but long form, everyone is terrible, bro. Everybody. That's the one thing I noticed right away, and I was like, God damn! Like you guys are scared to talk about this topic, so I felt like, dude, like I'm not scared, so fuck it. I'm just gonna come in and I know a bit about this, so fuck it. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've red pilled a lot of people on the Jay situation, a
Dude,
lot.
it's kind of becoming a little bit of your niche. I mean, becoming one of your niches because I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like I'm all over, and if people follow my account, like I'm all over the news and shit. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on politically, but like because of that. it's hard for me to fucking watch any of these stale fucking people anymore, man. So like, I literally will watch you and I'll watch Nick, and then I also watch this show Breaking Points with this guy Sagar and Jetty because that's actually got a lot of leftists on it, but it's a different perspective. But they also will still fairly speak about. So it's like, I'll even watch fucking Young Turks because they'll even at least speak about Israel. But if people don't talk about this shit in our government, it's not worth listening to because it's literally propaganda. Like it's truly it's not, and that's not hyperbolic. It really is propaganda with Fox News or with any of these major people, Charlie Kirk or Glenn Beck or all you know. It's
No,
crazy
Dom,
though,
this is
man.
why I love bouncing conversations off of you. Bro, you are 1000% fucking right. We are now at a point where it is, when it comes to Israel, the leftists are the ones that are actually more right on this shit than the right, dude. It's actually fucking crazy because, and me and you have talked about this before, but we got a lot of people in here, so I guess we're gonna have to repeat this again because I don't think we've drilled this into people's heads. And I actually do that too, Dom. I do the same shit. I watch a lot of left wing channels because I think it's important to get the other
I
perspective.
know exactly where you're going to go with it. It's about the how you can hit them from the left, but not the right. So go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like you, bro. I didn't even know Breaking Point's more liberal, but I consider them more like center left. But yeah, yeah, I guess that's liberal according to guys like us.
Well,
Um,
Sagar is like kind of like hard right, which is crazy.
is
But
that the deep one?
yeah, yeah. He's
Okay.
against it. He's against immigration. He's against weed. He's pretty much in tune with us. But then the rest of them are all leftists, is what it is.
Yeah,
Kristen
I know the
Ball is a
females.
name.
The
Yeah,
females
yeah.
are kind of bleeding hearts on there, which that's good. You always want that polarity, but yeah, dude. Like I'll watch idiots like Hassan Abi. I'll watch I've seen some of Dean Withers shit sometimes when I was preparing to debate him. Like I'll watch my enemy's points because I think that's very important to keep away from having a. I've watched like Dave Packman before. I think is anyone that's like a political commentator is very. And I know some of you guys are giving thumbs downs, but bro, this is how you beat the left. You have to watch them. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like,
Yeah, you to make an informed decision, you need both points. You
yes,
need both
dude.
sides, both extremes. That's the only way
Yeah,
you can make an
I
informed
watch the
decision.
left stuff too, Myron. You have
Yeah.
to, dude. That's how you know they're all the facts.
Yeah, dude. Like one of the dumbest things you can do is just sit there and watch straight fucking conservative media all day, bro. Like that's actually the worst thing you can do, right? So I watch them from time to time. I try to balance both. But what I will say is this: the left, and you're right, Dom. They're actually way more based on Israel than the right is, and I truly do think when it comes to like Democrats and Republicans openly cuck versus Democrats like secretly do it. And what I mean by that is like it's a very unfavorable position to support, which is a fucking literally an ethno state, like the definition of fucking racism. So this is why so many liberals, don't align with versus Republicans have no problem with it, right? Stupid evangelical Christians or whatever. But what I will say, where the left meets the right, and it's not actually just the right, but I would consider like the far right, the difference between the far right and the regular right is, are you willing to talk shit on, willing to criticize power? If you're willing to criticize and you have conservative views, now they put you in this alt-right, far-right fucking box, and that's where you get banned. The only way I've noticed that you're able to criticize right consistently without real ramifications, especially on like platforms like YouTube, etc., is you got to be liberal. This is why guys like Hassan Abi, Young Turks, Breaking Points, like you mentioned, this is why they don't get canceled because they're liberals, but they have this one, somewhat controversial take on. This is the one point where I think leftists and people on the far right actually agree on, and it's the and me and you have talked about this, Dom. It's for different reasons. The left dislikes from a more humanitarian ethno-state perspective of supremacy, and they don't like that. And then obviously, killing the Palestinians. The far right, right, like which I guess me and you kind of go in this box, and Nick Fuentes and shit like that, we dislike because we feel as though they occupy our government, and we're critical of from a holistic standpoint. So I would say that's like the difference between the left and right when it comes to the have in America.
You
And that
know,
is
it's
especially true here in Germany,
it's
where I live, Myron. And I am German.
Hold on,
Election
bro.
is
Hold on,
today.
hold on.
I
Let Dom let Dom say what he's gonna say, and then you can go.
oh
Go ahead,
sorry.
bro.
yeah, no.
I actually have to go to vote now. So
So no, dude, and we've talked about it a bunch of times. That's exactly correct. Is when you hit them from the humanitarian perspective on the left and say, "Oh, this is an oppressor state. They're killing innocent children. You know, you're basically just showing that they're the dominant power over people that don't have the means to defend themselves. Well, that's a position largely in the media that's going to be acceptable. But again, like, they'll let you speak about that because in other instances like slavery or whatever else, that would be applicable. But the problem is they don't want you to talk about actual outlying influence over our government or over institutions like financial systems or media or whatever, because that shit's actually fucking true. And it's also very problematic because once people start researching it, they realize just how many coincidences there are, because these people are spread throughout all of these very important critical industries.
Oh,
So
and
yeah, it's
here's the other telltale sign too. I just thought about this while you were talking. The other thing too that the left will not do that the far right does, the left will keep it damn near strictly on October 7th. They'll keep it to October 7th, bombing Gaza, killing Palestinians. The Palestinians are being oppressed versus people on the far right. We will go and say that they were involved. We will say the USS Liberty. We will say that they're obviously, a lot of people on the far right are also Christians, so they'll say, "Hey, it's fucked up that they're killing people." But it comes more from a we're willing to put them in certain conspiracies that are obviously classified, and we're also willing to talk about people on the left. They only focus on the humanitarian side with Gaza. They stay away from the world. And I would say when you talk about world, that's when you start to get in the fucking danger zone, guys. Like, it's one thing to say, "Oh, they're killing innocent children. This is so fucked up. We need to get aid to Gaza, free Palestine." Cool. Oh, that's all dandy. Wear your fucking keffiyeh. You're safe. But once you start talking about world, talking about Rothschilds, you start talking about, you start saying 9/11, you start saying they killed him and USS Liberty, that's when you start to get into the danger zone. Because for you to be able to weave all of that together, all these different historical things that went down, you have to get into the topic of world. How they're a diaspora people that are able to wield an enormous amount of influence, my friends. That's what the left won't touch. That's what people like Hassan Abi will never touch. That's what guys like Czech will never touch. That's what guys like Pierce Morgan try to avoid anytime he has you on for an interview. If you notice, when Dan Bilzerian tried to get into it, he called him a Nazi a couple times or cut him off. That, my friends, is what gets you in trouble. World trying to string it as a conspiracy. That's what gets you fucked up.
all right. You just cooked right there hard, and I just want to add this to it real quick. Very, very true about the whole humanitarian aspect of the left, because, well, what's known as the greatest humanitarian crisis in the history of the 20th century? It would be that event from the 1940s. And we all know that these people that are bleeding heart liberals, they're not going to go from, "Oh, these Palestinians, they're being murdered and you're killing children." They're not going to go from that to saying, "Oh, humanitarian lens," or view that through the same humanitarian lens as they would this current conflict.
No, absolutely. And for anyone that's listening, guys, that is how you differentiate someone that's on the left or the right when it comes. Guys, I'm gonna close it out, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the space, man. I think Jordan is passed
You gotta
out.
read it though.
But yeah, give the guys on the panel a follow if you guys want. I'm gonna close this thing out. Love you, ninjas. Hope you guys learned something about world. With that, we end it there. Peace out.